Midweek time, fam, and a moment for Coolio. May you rest in peace. Rest in peace, bruh. Well, fam, Niners post McDaniel. All right. It's too early to start looking towards Niners 2023 season. It's only week 3. A lot of people already thrown their hands up and gave up. Those same people are the same ones who gave up last year when the 49ers dug that pit that they had to climb out of. But San Francisco digging that hole to start the 2021 season, that bounce back was epic. I'm just hoping they don't do that again this year. Please, Niners, don't put us through that. However, they didn't make that comeback without Mike McDaniel last season, sitting up in the booth, overlooking the field. We've been complaining about that for the last, few days? Kyle has no eyes up in the booth that we know of. If anybody does know if there's anybody up there in the booth or not, enlighten us. Because I've been looking around. I've been trying to figure that one out and find some information. I've Googled a lot of the things, but no real details about who's up in the booth, if anybody, looking down on the field, communicating back with Kyle Shanahan. It's essential. And they need to have the same football IQ as Mike McDaniel. What are the chances of that? Kyle, if your dad's not busy, how about ask him to sit up there? But is that going to be a problem is the question. Tonight, we're going to the phones for your take on the fact that ex-49ers coach and now head coach of the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, is thriving, to say the least, while the Niners offense is struggling miserably. First, though, some feel-good news. Yesterday, Niners safety Talanoa Hufanga received praises from one of the greatest defenders the game has ever known. Hall of Famer plus extraordinary. He was rated as the second biggest hitter in football history behind Dick Butkus. Rodney Lott joined KBR's Murphy Mack. It was asked about the Niners' second-year safety, Mrs. Hufanga's baby boy, Talanoa, of whom has been grabbing the attention of many in the NFL community. Lott said this about Talanoa, quote, "This kid is phenomenal, and what I love is the timing and anticipation and the feel for the game. What's great is that here's a guy that looks like he's moving faster than everyone else. And what I mean by that is his anticipation of understanding the moment." So those kinds of situations where you are anticipating, feeling the game, understanding the game, seeing the field and being present to know I'm trying to observe all of what's going on in the field. That's what you want to see from all your guys. Unquote. We got specifically 2 guys like that right now. Fred Warner does that all day, and Talanoa's probably been watching him. So, when you got those kind of maniacs on the field, this is why I'm not real worried about the 49ers, because you ain't going to win no championship without no defense. Now, they got one half of the puzzle. They're ranked number 2 right now. 49ers defense is number 2. Now, damn it, let's get the offense going, and we'll be back. By the way, Talanoa leads all NFL defensive backs in run stops with 9. The next closest defensive backs have only 5. Talanoa's a machine. Hufanga, as you know, trains with another Hall of Fame safety, Troy Polamalu, of which everybody that has been following this unfolding story knows about. Lott is not surprised, saying, quote, "To me, what I see is I see a lot of Troy." And the reason I see a lot of Troy is that the beauty of when you watch somebody, when you watch what they do and how they do it, it mimics certain things. So what I've seen is a mimicking of certain situations where getting across the line of scrimmage or being able to anticipate on a blitz or being able to see something that you watch on film and being able to anticipate that in getting to the position you need to get to. Yes, Talanoa. I made a mistake on a post I made. He's not Samoan. He's Tongan. In Samoa, it's Uso. Tongan, Toko. I want to apologize to those who saw that on Twitch and were offended. If you're Tongan, I did not know. I really do apologize for that. I edited already on Instagram. I can't edit on I didn't want to take it down and start over again, but I can't edit on Twitter. But please accept my apology. I will never forget that again. Meanwhile, however, the T. Williams situation. Richard Sherman got involved, and how concerned is Sherman about the Niners without Williams to anchor that offensive line? Sherman said this week on his podcast, quote, "Yeah, I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned now offensively. I'm not concerned defensively. Nobody else is, Rich." He goes on to say they're on a historic track, but offensively, I'm very concerned. If you can't protect the QB, you're in a world of trouble. And the NFC West is not as tough as it's always been, but the Rams are still tough. They'll see them this week. You know what bothers me about the Rams and 49ers this week? See, I was hoping the 49ers would come in as an underdog, get them all fired up. I believe last year when we played the Rams for the first time, we were underdogs, and the 49ers came out with both barrels blazing. We're 2.5-point favorites from what I understand right now. I didn't want that. How Vegas came up with that. Granted, that is not a team that looks like a Super Bowl champion or defending Super Bowl champion or anything like that. But you can say the same thing about the 49ers. We do not look like a team that went to the NFC CG last year either to take out that same Rams team and only lose to them by a lousy 3 points. So, I don't know. I want the 49ers to win. See, because I know Shabazz is going to take the Rams. I don't want Shabazz to lose no money, but I do not want him to be right on this one. Shabazz, I love you, man. Shabazz, don't bet on this game. You may be the reason why they're having problems. Fam, I noticed a tweet yesterday that got my immediate attention and pretty much set me up for the theme of this. Philip Zamora, how you doing, fam? Philip DeGreat, at Philip DeGreat, his quote was, "Quick question. I know Anthony Lynn is the offensive coordinator, running backs coach, but what is he doing to help Kyle?" And as I read that, I immediately, good question, huh? He's been there for a minute. Because he goes on to say, the tweet goes on to say, because the run game seems horrible right now. Maybe I'm not seeing things correctly. The Niners defense has been outstanding through 3 games this season. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about the, I'm sorry. Tweet ends there. Fam, Elijah Mitchell makes for a lot of what we used to do successfully on the run game. I understand that Coleman's probably going to come back and back up. That's going to take Jordan Mason right out of it. But TC is coming back probably because the fact that he has sickle cell, he could not play in Denver. He may have been able to spell Jeffrey Wilson Jr. had that one big run, but really couldn't continue throughout the rest of the game. And then again, we got to give we don't give credit for defenses that beat us up. That doesn't necessarily mean our offense is just awful. It does mean the defense was tough. I know we don't accept that, but we still have to believe that sometimes you're going to run into a defense that's just tough. And that may have been part of it. Our offensive line had a lot of problems with that pass rush. And in this league, if you've got a pass rush, you've already got 90% of it in, as you get indicative of that stupid score, 11-10. Both defenses were just really ridiculous. And in the fourth quarter, you saw what happens. The quarterback that emerged out of the mess to make a play, Russell Wilson, Hall of Famer, most likely, he got it done. But the Niners defense has been outstanding through 3 games this season. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about the O. The Niners currently own the number 2 ranked defense in the league. As I mentioned earlier, the offense sits at a miserable number 24. Oh, come on, Niners. Now, while the Niners have struggled to a 1-2 record, the Dolphins, coached by Coach Shanahan's former right-hand man, Mike McDaniel, are one of 2 undefeated teams. And Mike just took out the damn Bills. Oh, Jesus. That speaks volumes above anybody else in his category as far as undefeated. My God. I know they said the Bills have some things, people missing, and some other things going on, but Jesus. They're still tough, and they got an awesome defense as well. Some are starting to wonder if the loss of McDaniel was too much for Shanahan and the Niners offense to overcome. And that remains to be seen. Let's see a few more weeks, I guess. When NFL analyst Brian Baldinger chimed in on the matter, enjoying 95.7 the game, the morning roast. Baldinger said, quote, "I thought they would miss him, and I think they do. It just looks very beige, this offense, if you got to put a color to it. It's just flat. I think Mike McDaniel is a big loss because what Mike does, nobody's willing, even if you're willing to put the time in, you don't know really what you're looking at. He just has that skill. He goes on to say you can replace a running back coach, you can replace a run game coordinator. They get replaced all the time. But you can't replace somebody that is willing to do what Mike did. And so I thought it would show up and look, so you had one explosive run by Wilson. You're on your third running back. I understand that. One explosive run. Otherwise, they were struggling to get 2 yards a carry. I know. You know that run game is predicated on whether they work vice versa. The run game is predicated on how well your passing game is doing, and the running game also affects the pass game. If you haven't got a balance of some kind there, yeah, you're going to get beat. That's just the ABCs of football. He goes on to say, removing Jeff Wilson Jr.'s 37-yard run from the equation, the 49ers average just 2.8 yards per carry against the Broncos. Baldinger further added, and so it has looked like that for much of the season so far, unquote. Fam, we had this problem last year. What is a 49ers identity? What the hell are they? And when are they going to show up? And maybe they've already showed up. That's a scary thought, right? Baldinger responded to that question with, quote, I think the identity of the offense is their defense, just giving them good field position and getting the ball back to them. You think about this. They had like 15 possessions, but on 12 possessions on Sunday night, they had a first down or less. 1 or fewer first downs on 12 possessions. So if you ask what's the identity is you fumble the ball at midfield on a quarterback center exchange. The most basic play in football, and the defense gets you the ball back in 3 plays. Their identity right now is their defense. And some of the things what the offense is doing to that defense is it's inexcusable. It's totally unacceptable. If the defense takes the ball away, forces a punt, like they've been doing for 3 straight games in a row, that's when the offense is basically feasting. Other than that, I can't give you the identity, unquote. Oh, Baldy, you're so right. Baldinger's response wasn't what hosts Bonta Hill and Joe Shasky wanted to hear, because it's probably not something that is sustainable through 17 games, and you know damn well it's not. Jimmy G, you've had your 2-game preseason warm-up. All right, you're 1-1. You were 1. The first game you were average. The second game you were friggin' awful. All right, Kyle Shanahan, let's get busy. This week, don't be fooling around. The Rams will beat your ass if you don't get intense. The Niners went through this last season, as I mentioned. The Niners took several weeks to actually establish the identity of who they were then, too. And that resulted in the entire offensive unit carrying around ID cards saying, with a photo of Debo Samuels on it, we are Debo. All right? So this is a better team offensively built this year than last year. I mean, I think that's the truth. With the exception of offensive line, which is kind of making me hedge on saying that, because last year you had Tomlinson at left tackle or left guard and a right guard for you at least had, well, you know what? Mike McDaniel was out last year. Maybe it does balance out. But when you have Trent Williams, that's a huge, huge situation to have to try to get back around. So, I don't know, fam. It's worrisome. I'm not giving up on this team. I didn't give up on them last year. I refuse to do it yet. It's way too early. And we'll see what happens, because we can't go 6, 15, 14 more weeks of mediocre football. In fact, I got to tell you this. Don't shoot me on this, but I don't think Kyle and Jimmy, either one, are going to let that happen. I really don't. I just don't see it. So, I mean, yo, T-Flow and Alley time. T-Flow.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
T-Flow.
Hi, Ronbo.
Hi, Alley. Yeah, I'm just thinking Mike McDaniel's absence, and because we're trying to find reasons why we look this bad. There are some already that are clear, but Mike McDaniel that's long term. T-Flow.
He's been with Kyle Shanahan 18 out of 20 years.
They know each other like the back of each other's hand. Mike could get in Kyle's face when he says there's something stupid going on, and Kyle has to listen. But go ahead, T-Flow.
Yeah, right now is that's the one thing right now, because we always talk about how good Kyle Shanahan is. But is he really that good? Because look at the offense he's been doing right now. Like, even Mike Holmgren got kind of mad, about the way they were running Trey Lance. He would have never done that because when he was a offensive coordinator with Steve Young, right? I think it was Seifert wanted to do a design running play. Steve Young went to him, and they scratched that out. Like, you're not doing no design running plays. Keep doing what you're doing. Run when you have to run. And that's what Steve Young's been doing. But with Kyle, he wants to run in between the tackles, not on the outside edges. So that's right there questions my ability. Does Kyle Shanahan really know how to be a head coach? Not only that,
but be an OC then, Tifo.
not.
At least be an OC.
What?
When be an OC.
Yeah,
He's an OC. So when you're on the field, Kyle, be an OC. You don't have to worry about the rest of the team.
But then again, is he a good OC? Because he has an ego. No one's there to check him. Because if he's a good OC, what does Mike McDaniel do? Oh, man. Waddle and Hill, they're cooking. Let me keep on throwing them the rock. All right? Why pay Kittle the highest paid tight end, and you're not going to throw him the ball? Why pay Juice, where we know he can do everything? You call him the offensive weapon, but you don't incorporate him in the offense. Right?
Good point. And you know what?
Even
if that offensive line is struggling, you need to keep one or the other in. You don't have to keep them both in.
Exactly.
So, go ahead and alternate them if you have to. But don't just not use them.
Exactly, because that's why you have tight ends who know how to block. That's why there's blocking tight ends. That's why you get them. Use Kittle for both in the blocking game, but mostly we need them in the receiving game. Right? Because this is an offense. This is a pass catcher. This is a pass catching league. Right, and not only that, like, we have other tight ends who can also catch, like Ross Dwelly. Ross Dwelly, like, we seen him get that touchdown in week 2. Is he ever going to be seen ever again? We don't know. He goes and drafts Danny Gray for the speed because that's what he said he always wanted it. Is he going to use Danny Gray now? So far, he hasn't been in the game. We got Raywin McLeod, same thing, just to open up the field. Where's Raywin McLeod? Like, why is Kyle not opening up the offense? All right, our run game is nowhere near because McDaniel's left. Right, our run game looks like last year's run game, where basically everybody knows what's seen. Even the faithful even sees what's going on, what's going to happen. There's no trickery. There's no
fooling anybody. No surprises.
Yeah. It's like, what's going on, Kyle? Like, are you really the offensive guru, or was it the Harvard guy in McDaniel's? Was it him?
I'm voting for McDaniel because Kyle gets all the love and all the credit and all the glory. But Mike's brilliant.
Look who he played. He's 3-0 playing against good teams. We're 1-2, and we should have been 3-0. We lost to 2 teams who weren't even that good. So that's what questions my ability. Is Kyle a good offensive coordinator / head coach? I know for a fact he's not a good head coach because off the bat he should have got Patrick Mahomes. We needed a quarterback, or he could have got Patrick Mahomes and developed him. Right? He passed on Deshaun Watson. He passed on what else? He passed on Tom Brady. He passed on Matt Stafford. Like, what's going on with this guy? And not only that, he goes in, trades up for wide receivers that are gone. He trades up for running backs, doesn't even use them. So is he really a good head coach? Because he has a lot of power. Yeah. Like, he has to be kicked off some power, be like, look, just be a focus on the head coach, and that is it. You're not going to focus on the draft. Throw your little 2 cents of what you want, and that is it. All right? Other than that, there's too much on your plate because you haven't won nothing. This is a great defense, and we need to match this defense with your so-called offensive genius that you have. And so far, out of 6 years, your offense has not even matched it. So what's going on, Kyle? Because
they've got some achievements, but you know what? There are times when you know and you question, and we should never be questioning a guy like that. We should always be sitting back saying, "Damn, that was good." You maybe say everybody's going to get criticism sometime, but now it's become consistent, and we usually do it when we're losing. We could get turned around as early as this weekend. I don't know. But then again, we'll have to fall back.
No, we should because hey, this defense is assassins right now.
Yeah?
I have a feeling because the Rams' offensive line, they're not that good either.
No.
I hate to say it. They're like,
their
wide receivers are not the same. Like ODJ, without
OBJ. Yeah, because we're gonna run out of time. We're gonna run out of time. T-Flow, I'll be back Friday, and we're going to make predictions, see how confident you feel about whether we're going to win or lose, and that kind of thing, all right? I'll see you then, fam.
Yes, sir. Let's
Yeah.
get a big Niner shout out for all the
Yes,
little Rams in here that are all scared
I know,
listening to
buddy.
us.
All day in here, ain't they? Boy, y'all need to pay. Niners! T-Flow, Allen. Good night. Appreciate y'all. Oh, boy, the Rams. Well, you guys, it's going to be, beating the Rams this week. It would be so, rewarding. Oh, they'd be in there. Oh, hey, mamacito. You want some Latino heat? Latino heat! Latino heat! Emilio. Oh.
What's
So,
happening? What's happening? Excuse me. What's happening?
you know, man, it's like we're doing what we do when we lose because we ain't supposed to be losing, Emilio. So we're mad as hell. Emilio, but I'm hoping I'm not right on this, and I hope nobody's right is speculating on this. Is Mike McDaniel gonna kill our chances for the future?
Oh no, he's not. He's not coaching our team, so it don't really matter what he does and do.
He ain't helping us in no way.
He can go undefeated all the way to the playoffs, and if he loses the first round, all that doesn't mean nothing. So it doesn't matter.
I told you. That's why I call him
Shanahan done got
Latino
to the Super
heat.
Bowl and lost, so that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, look, you look good, but but you got to win in the playoffs first. The season doesn't really mean anything. It looks exciting. You put up points. Your offense looks explosive. But if you can't have your team win in the playoffs, you're just wasting your time with all that talent. Hey, good luck to the Dolphins.
With all those
Hopefully
wins.
they go for
Not
it.
with all the
If they
talent.
don't, hey, geez, we've had a whole bunch of talent last before, so that ain't going to change nothing. We've had
at the
less
Super
talent
Bowl.
and lost win as far as to the championship game. So it doesn't mean nothing. It's just, hey, it means you got it or you don't. Simple as that. All we got to do is hopefully we can turn it around. If Jimmy keeps playing like hot garbage, we ain't finna go by that for ourselves.
True.
I'm just getting tired listening to this media keep making excuses for Jimmy. Jimmy's Jimmy. He ain't finna go above. We've seen his limit. He's not gonna go over it. He is who he is. I don't see why people keep making excuses. Talking about, he wasn't with the team during the summer. Dude, he's an 8-year vet. You either got it or you don't.
8 years
Jimmy
vet
don't
mean nothing if you ain't been working out, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Exactly my point. That just people make. He wasn't practicing. He didn't get no playbook. I'm like, dude. So, like I said the other day, so you come in and win the game with Seattle. There's no power. It's like riding a bike. You lose against a mediocre defense and a struggling quarterback on the other team, and then you say, I wasn't practicing with the team. Now you got thousands of excuses. That's a straight bogus bullshit. You just were trying to cover your sorry ass instead of saying, you know what, I played like crap. I'll come back and do better next week. But no, you just want to say, we didn't do this. I didn't do this. You're full of 1,000 excuses. You got to ask you, why did you do this? Why did you do this? You come up with an excuse. Dude, you like I said, you're an 8-year vet, and you're making a whole bunch of excuses. Just stop it.
Well, Tom Brady's been playing for nearly 20 years.
We can compare Trey with one game.
He came out looking a little tacky.
Just one game.
Mm-hmm.
One game, and he said, I messed up here, I messed up there. But this dude won't even take a blame for him even throwing an interception or making a safety. So it's like, dude, you just look at that. Like I said, Jimmy is not a leader. He never will be a leader.
Let me ask you this, though. You were at the game. You were at the game. Did it look like Jimmy actually, Jimmy's getting that ball out faster than usual, and he was still damn near sacked on like most of those plays. From where you were sitting, did you see the offensive line helping out in any way?
No, they were helping. He had some time. There was times he had time to throw the ball. I said you can see the time when receivers were open. You see when Ayuk was open that time to throw. You seen when Debo was open, throwing places he shouldn't have thrown. Like I said, I was there. I saw the game. Mm-hmm. He was just like I said. At the end of the day, he making excuses for what he wasn't doing.
And he has no business doing that.
It was a whole bunch of time for him to throw.
Yeah,
of course he got sacked, and of course there was times he got Russell. And look at Wilson, same thing. The game was sped up for him a couple of times. It went both ways. Not like it was any more different. It wouldn't look like Russell had more time than Jimmy. It was about the damn thing. But it was just Russell was able to do what he could at the end of the day. You see, he got a winning drive at the end. Mm-hmm. Got that winning touchdown. Jimmy couldn't even, as much as he tried, he couldn't do it.
True.
So it's just stop making excuses, dude. Like I said, I'm getting tired. Everywhere I go, Kurt Warner's making it. Grant Cohn. Everybody's making excuses for this.
Grant
dude. I said,
Cohn?
come on, dude.
Grant was making
horrible.
I haven't even. Grant made excuse for Jimmy.
Well, he was on what I was saying. Jimmy was struggling because he wasn't practicing with the team. Everybody.
Emilio, realistically though, no human being can just come out and come in with mid-season form and ain't had no preseason. I mean, come on, man. You really think that's easy to do?
I'm not saying this. Okay, Rob, I've said this before. John Taylor was. This is a different position. He said he never practiced in the offseason, and when it came, a different position, yes, but it was a dude. He just came in when it came up. He just started playing.
Right.
So it's just you can't keep saying I didn't get no practice in. I'm no good, dude. You come on. You've been on. How long have you been on the team? 5 years.
8 years and all and everything. I know. All right, so all right. Tell you what, Emilio. If in 2 weeks he looks different, will you then think about what I just said as far as nobody just comes in and just looks like their total self after no preseason workout?
I have to see it before, but at the end of the day, Jimmy's still Jimmy. Like I said, if he wins, I still give him credit. I'm still a 49ers fan. I'm still giving him credit. Like, hey, good job. We won the game. But at the end of the day, like, he just, every time he messes up, he makes some excuses.
That's him, right?
Take some blame. I just want to take some blame.
Agreed. Stop coming in saying
and
we.
He never will.
And say me. I agree with that.
I. No, he needs to say I. Like
well, I mean, me, I.
Trey said I. And that was just one game. He said I. He can't say I. He says we. Dude, take some blame.
Yeah.
At least I can say Shanahan took some blame in that the next day.
Yeah.
This dude can't.
You know how some people are like that? Jimmy might be one of them dudes. We got to go, though, fam.
No,
I'll be looking for you Friday.
Even though I just know you make mistakes, you take blame for it. I didn't make mistakes, I make blame for it. Yeah. Come on, Ronbo. Now you're making excuse for that.
I ain't making the excuse. All I know is if you don't get no workouts before the season starts, you're gonna get your behind handed to you. But anyway, let me go ahead and I'll see you Friday, and get your prediction.
Well, you might hear from me all 3 days. Monday, Friday.
I'm looking forward to it.
All
right, Phil.
All right, so you have a good night.
Good night, D. Emilio. All right. Yo, my big dog. Woof. Howard, come on in, Phil. Close the gate quick for them dogs get in there. Howard. I tell you, man, because Howard, one of the reasons why I became such a good sprinter in high school is because in my neighborhood, me and Rick Lambert, man, we used to have we had to go by this dog every day to just challenge him. After a while, it's a challenge because there wasn't no way around to get to school, right? That dog would come out of that. We had gravel in the driveway. He'd coming down through that driveway. As soon as we got on a bike. Boy, we wore that dog out. Dog, you ain't getting none of this. Come get some, boy. Hey, anybody wants to trade, find a bad dog. Make sure you got an out, though, because if the dog catches up, he's going to hurt you. Have a car to jump on top of or something like that. But that's the best training a man can get. Adrenaline's flowing, that dog, and you go, woo! He wants it. Woo! Okay, let me stop.
Howard, man, that was funny.
Howard, you got McDaniel over in Miami just doing a great job, and we look like butt cheeks. There's a lot of factors, but you know what I'm worried about down the line? Even if the 49ers do improve on whatever level, you still are missing that McDaniel element of which I didn't really realize. That's a lot of time to spend together. What are you thinking?
Yeah, man. There's a few things that we could really go back to doing, like fly sweeps and jet sweeps and a lot of window dressing that we used to do before pre-snap and all that. We haven't really been doing that lately, and hey, if you want to keep putting Deebo in the backfield, that's cool, but run him out of the backfield on passing plays. That'd be good.
And stop telegraphing what you're going to do.
Nice,
right.
Yeah, right. Have everybody try to think that we're gonna come all the way up, line everybody up in the box. Have Kittle, have Deebo, and maybe a running back all right around Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Deebo most likely could be lined up on the linebacker. or even a corner that he can't get his hands on it because he's in the backfield. So he'll have the option to run by him or just juke him, whatever. So there's a lot of
more
ways you can
options,
attack
right?
it.
And Howard,
Right.
does it take a genius? Not even Mike McDaniel, with this offensive line. Why don't you just put Jimmy back in the shotgun? And usually I was against the shotgun, but now get him in the damn shotgun, Kyle. He's not going to get any
The only
chance to
way.
throw the ball otherwise.
I think that's his best bet. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll help keep Jimmy's eyes down the field. The
Yes,
field too.
watching that rush.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't think Jimmy's strong suit is on the center, honestly. But yeah, we need to get back to the rollouts too. We haven't been doing that.
He stopped doing it two seasons now. I don't know what Kyle's thinking.
It's like stop doing that. Like you gotta get back to that too. Get the quarterback on the run. You know what I'm saying? And just throw the ball on the run. Got guys coming over across the field. Like, what happened to this?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And to tack on what Emilio said too, yo. Like, I don't like what Jimmy said, bro. I didn't even hear that until yesterday. And all this, I was rusty. I didn't practice with you guys.
Don't even say that. And
Bro,
nobody says that kind of
no.
thing. Yeah, don't do that.
No, I don't need to hear that. We as fans don't need you to hear those excuses, bro. Like, just say, yo, I got to play better. I got to get back on sync with these guys. Period. That's it. That's it. Don't sit and say,
And
like
you
it wasn't
respect
your
that,
fault
right?
or anything.
Yeah.
Right. Just say it. Just say, bro, just say, yo, I made some mistakes. I had some throws I wish I had back. I got to get back and sync with my guys. Boom. That's it. But everybody keep making excuses for him for some reason. I don't understand. But it's like, bro, all this, he didn't have a playbook. Bro, he's been in the same offense for 5-6 years now. Ronbo, what play did you see me run
That I never seen before? Not one.
Doing?
In fact, I wish he'd take one of them plays out. That quick out to the left or right, where everybody in the world has got plenty of room to go get it. There's too much distance between Jimmy and that receiver standing on the sideline where everybody said, he going to that sideline right there. Get ready, jump on this. Oh, come on, Kyle. Do not run that play.
Yeah.
That is a low percentage.
Yeah.
It fails 90% of the time. And even if he does make the reception, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I need Jimmy to be better pre-snap too, because there were some matchups that he could have took advantage of. I don't know if you've seen on the last drive. Did you notice that Brandon Ayuk was matched up with a linebacker when he got sacked?
Really? All I know is
go look at it. The last drive when he got sacked, he ran out the pocket and then they caught him from behind.
You mean last time when he got the ball up to Wilson?
No. Before that.
Oh, the last drive. Okay. You mean between the first and fourth, third down? Yeah. You know, it's a blur because I can't remember exactly what happened. All I know is, my God, we
I
can't
remember
move.
Brandon Ayuk. I remember he went into motion. Ayuk went into motion. The linebacker lined up on him. He had 47 on him. Baby John Lynch was on him.
See, this is why I want Jimmy in the shotgun. Jimmy was really, he was shaken by that pass rush. They actually got to his ass, and that'll happen if the pass rush is that good. Yep. So Kyle's got to get him back where he can see, and he ain't worried about getting taken down. And you can see things a little clearer. Because when you're sitting back there and 265, 75-pound dudes are coming at you at 100 miles an hour, I can see where that might shake a man up. So, especially if they're coming in as fast as the ball is.
Yeah. So he has to see that better, because if I saw it, then I don't know how you couldn't see it, dude. It's just, I saw they was in man. They wasn't doing nothing crazy. No. They was in a lot of zone, a lot of cover 2, cover 3, and man, that was it.
And that's too easy.
Nothing crazy.
And everybody beats
nothing crazy. It was
cover 3, cover 3, cover 1, cover 1. You got to be man. Man defense works now. Howard, we got T. Well, I see you Friday. Have that score ready. And see what we go think about Let's see what the majority of us say. I got a feeling some people are going to say, no, we ain't winning this game. Man, we're going to lose this game 27-10, Rams. Hey, you a 49 fan? Hell yeah. All right. Okay.
Oh, man.
Ain't nobody scoring 27 points in that 49 defense. Howard, I see you Friday, fam.
All right, big dog.
Hoof. There goes my boy Howard.
Peace, man.
Peace, fam. We now cruise out to a more passionate place where hostilities are watered down and there's smiles everywhere,
no problem,
and people
man, no
are
problem,
inviting
man.
you to luau's. It's
No,
Tony
you're moving, man,
Nagatali. Tony,
Aloha, Ronbo. How you doing today?
doing fine. Tony, hold on a second. Let me acknowledge Big Boy Luis. He's the combination of losing McDaniel and no preseason led to Sunday night game. Not excusing loss, but I think we can get better. We'd have to. Luis, thanks for the contribution. Can we look any worse? Tony, can we look any worse than we did this past weekend? And also, is Mike McDaniel on your mind? I saw you point out most Yale graduates are a little smarter than Longhorns. Kyle,
Well, generally.
I like that one.
Well, okay. So let's start with Mike McDaniel. It's he's been with Kyle Shanahan for a long time. So losing his presence, doing the things that he does, I've seen tweets and read reports today. One from Joe Staley on Stats Guerrera's podcast. It's talking about exactly what McDaniel does. In terms of just like conceiving of the offense, and then also in terms of just watching the tape for Kyle, and finding the little things that they can then together exploit. So his presence is definitely missed, but at the same time, it is still Kyle's offense, and Kyle's just going to have to grow and find people to replace him, and hopefully do similar jobs to what McDaniel was able to do. So and there's a reason why Kyle kept him around, like when LaFleur left, and when the parade of people like all left, and McDaniel just been with him for a long time. Yeah. But
and Tony, go ahead and say it. I'll go ahead and say it because McDaniel was the most brilliant out of all those guys.
Yeah, probably, and he's also like his personality is interesting too. Like you watch his press conferences. Even last year, a very nerdy guy, but funny. He makes Mike Jones jokes. It's really great to I think he also has a gift with communicating with the players. But you just got to move on and find the next guy and build your offense a little better. The thing that I find most concerning is the thing we were talking about all off season. Now I know PFF has been grading Spencer Burford and Aaron Banks pretty well. And I think they've been performing okay, but last night I had the opportunity to watch Eric Crocker's YouTube channel, and he had Coach Greg Pinelli on, and they looked at a lot of plays, and they looked at the offensive line, which did not have a good game in Denver at all. And the thing I keep coming back to is the biggest offseason loss for the 49ers is Alex Mack. Oh. Jake Brendel, athletically can do what he needs to do, but I truly believe the reason why the offensive line has been, struggling, and it was evident in the Denver game, is because I don't think the center is making the necessary pre-snap reads and adjustments and getting the guys lined up properly. And that was something, like watching that YouTube on Crocker's channel, that it seems that they didn't have that experienced center in Kyle's offense who could get the offensive line blocking properly, because they were miscommunicating, and that was leading to pressure in Jimmy's face. And that, combined with the bad field position, really put us behind the 8 ball. I'm mad at Kyle for calling that tricky dicky screen pass that turned into a safety, because you were on the 1 yard line, quarterback sneak to get 5 extra yards, so Wisnowski, who was having a great night, could punt it, and you don't give up those points, at least not in that way, and move on. Ooh. That's on Kyle, but truly, Ronbo, it's the center. And I'm really hopeful that Brunskill can come back and play center. Play center, because at least he's been lining up next to Alex Mack last season. And before that, he was lining up next to Weston Richburg. And hopefully he's
some
absorbed
of that
enough.
wore off on him.
Well, it's the mental stuff. It's get the offensive line lined up properly, because the protections looked right. It's just they were poorly executed because the guys were out of position. And I think that's the center. And that needs to improve, especially facing Aaron Donald and Bobby Wagner. Remember, in 2020, the Seahawks game, when Hronis Grasu, the third-string center, was in there, they blitzed Bobby Wagner up the middle all day long, got Jimmy hurt, And so that's what I'm really terrified about is Brendel, if he starts, is he going to be up to blocking Aaron Donald and Bobby Wagner?
Tony,
I don't know.
DJ Jones threw Brendel into Jimmy's lap. I said, I noticed that. I said, maybe he's going to get better on the next snap. I always look optimistic when I'm looking at the game. But you're right. Brendel is not a first-string center.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. He athletically profiled closer to Alex Mack if you look at his combine scores, if you do the Googling. But it's just he doesn't, it's the experience. It's all of the above. But the interior offensive line, that's how you beat Tom Brady. That's how you beat Jimmy Garoppolo. It's why we lost the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, because they were able to get that interior pressure up Jimmy. And, over the course of the game, plus the field position, it just the offense fell apart. And the defense played so hard, but in that altitude, after 3 quarters, they just got gassed because the offense couldn't make a first down. It was a cascading, comedy of errors. But you know what? We need the center to step up. We need that offensive line, especially now without Trent Williams, to step up and put together a good game against the talented Rams defense.
Yeah, I just don't. Maybe Brunskill. Somebody said that he might be back this week, or was that just did I hear something I wanted to hear?
I haven't seen something
due back
definitive
sometime
yet.
soon.
Yeah, he is due back sometime soon. And the question was, where are you going to place him? Because remember, Brunskill also played left tackle in 2019 when Staley got hurt. So, originally, going into it, I was thinking to myself, okay, we'll put Brunskill at left tackle to cover for Trent for the next 6 weeks until he can come back, and leave Brendel where he is. But after watching that YouTube last night from Eric Crocker and Coach Pinelli, Brunskill needs to go play center, at least to see what he has there, to see if he can get that offensive line to mesh. Because we're not going to be able to run the ball effectively until we can actually throw the ball downfield, and Jimmy needs time for that. And you put, by the way, putting Jimmy in the shotgun, putting Jimmy in the pistol, giving him, if the offensive line is going to play poorly, that's what we have to do. And then be able to run based upon, if we can get that defense to loosen up, it'll open up lanes for the zone run. So, but I'm going to be keying in on Monday Night Football to watch that offensive line, and if it's similar, it could be another tough one. Yeah.
We'll see. Always a pleasure, Tony. I'll see you
Aloha,
Friday.
Ronbo.
All
yes,
right.
sir. Thank you. Take good care.
All right, you too, fam. There it goes. And let's go check out and see what we got here. Sabor. It's el tema.
So Ronbo. Like my little intro, man.
I like doing that.
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm worried. I'm concerned. I'm trying to, keep my energy up because I'm trying to make myself stop. Don't start crying, Ron, because I don't want to. Santana, I can lose to the Jags, the Giants, even the Cardinals. But losing to the Rams and Seahawks is something I know I'm not going to be able to sleep that night. And they're in here talking trash, and we can't. They won't go away, and then to have them beat us too. That means everything they're saying, those little nasty remarks, will be accurate. And Santana just makes me crazy. Santana,
it's gonna be amplified, Ronbo. We lose to the Rams, man. All that trash talking is gonna be amplified, man.
Because the Rams can be beat. They almost got beat last week.
But,
so.
I know. But, they play different when they play us, you know what I'm saying?
I know that, just like the Hawks,
Luckily his quarterback's somewhat injured, and their O-line is not that great, so it kind of benefits our defense. And then
he can't run. Stafford runs a little bit, but he doesn't run much. So,
Yeah, and so.
He doesn't have them premier wide receivers.
I wanted to talk.
Go ahead. About Mike McDaniel?
I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about Kyle Shanahan, man. I think I've come in the past and said that Kyle Shanahan is questionable for me, man. Like all the decision making he does, and everything in this team, I just don't think he's a great coach, and I don't think he's learned anything from the past 5 years he's been as a head coach, or 6 years he's been as a head coach with the 49ers. His insecurity with the rookies is amazing. It's weird. It's hard to explain. Like how do you not trust your rookies? You drafted them for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Is it because maybe he was a college player at one time and he didn't make it to NFL as a player, that he has some sort of insecurity with that he wants to make the rookies go through some type of discomfort? I don't know what it is, Ronbo.
So maybe I can help you. I can help you a little bit with that. I think it has a lot to do with what amount of time it takes to actually acclimated into his system is a little bit complex, and you need a little bit of time there to be able to be who you are in his offense. And his defense is another story, though. That's DC. I mean, that's D'Amico. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But how are you gonna know when you have a good player or not? Like, remember the year we drafted IU, right? I think Debo got injured, and he had to step it up, and he did, and he had a great year that year.
True.
And he was a rookie.
Elijah Mitchell. He looked good too.
And I guarantee you, if Debo wouldn't have gotten hurt, he probably wouldn't even have the chances you've had that year. So, some stuff like that. And, I want to talk about his injuries, man, with his team, Ronbo. It's crazy the amount of injuries we have in offense with this guy. Well, running backs, every single running back we've had has been injured with Kyle Shanahan. Not only that, our quarterbacks.
Don't say it. We only got two guys
quarterbacks,
left.
Brian Hoyer, Nick Boland, C.J. Beathard, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Trey Lance. But we can say Jimmy Garoppolo is injury prone, maybe he has a history or not. But Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard and Brian Hoyer and Trey Lance, come on. It's because his offense has been shit since 2019 or since he's been here, Ronbo. It's been trash. Yeah. And we've talked about this in the past years, that this O-line gets these guys killed. And he does nothing to address it. He does nothing. We got Trent Williams. I understand. We got Trent Williams, but then what about center? What about right guard? Left tackle. What about that? Those spots. But you know what? He's a genius, and his scheme can scheme around those issues. But what happens when you run into a Khalil Mack, a Joey Bosa, Micah Parsons, or someone like that? Your scheme goes out the window, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
And to be fair, I think most teams, if you got really good talent coming at you defensively, there is going to be a struggle no matter who you are. So that's that. But, good defenses, and nowadays I tell you something, Santana, what's really worrying me, people probably aren't paying attention. You know how we call it a passing league? Do you notice the formula now is a lot of teams got a shotgun edges that can kill you, right? That's a secret now. You want to stop the passing around the NFL? Get some edge rushers. You take that quarterback down, and you kill that passing game. You're seeing that a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of low-scoring games, I noticed.
And you know what this offense have done to attack that or defend that is get a mobile quarterback that can throw. Well, you see what I'm saying, Ronbo? So
maybe that works, but there's a lot of mobile quarterbacks that are getting beat as well. In fact, mobile quarterbacks
not
tend
as much
to be
as our quarterbacks, Ronbo.
Well, just look around the league, and the guys that are getting sacked the most, they aren't mobile. They aren't pocket passers. This is why I've always had this is a conundrum to me.
I mean, Ronbo, am I right about this? Am I the only one that has seen that our O-line has been trash ever since Kyle's been here? We haven't done anything to upgrade it besides Trent Williams. And not only that, we let Lincoln Tomlinson go because they had this.
They can pay him. They paid Aaron Banks. Garoppolo. I mean, he drafted Aaron Banks for that reason because he didn't want to pay that much money. Some of it comes down to finances, I guess.
And those are decisions they messed up. That's what I mean. These decisions are questionable, man. this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, these guys have made bad decisions in some areas since they've been here. At least Kyle's offense, but as a defense, you know, I think John Lynch runs the defense. As a defense, the defense has been great. You know what I'm saying? So
it's tough,
I
fam.
don't know,
You know,
Ron,
that's why you got to draft and draft right. And like you're saying, the drafting sometimes is questionable. But Aaron Banks seems like he might work out. Burford seems like he might work out. These guys just need time. Mike McDaniel, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but the center. And I said, I hope we draft a center this year. I already said it, you know, so he can learn behind Alex Mack. And here we are. The center is an issue. So then we're going to have to go, though. I'll be back Friday looking for you, though. All right? Always appreciate you, man.
I'll see you, man. Have a good one.
You too. Night. Watch 49ers next year. Second round, the 49ers select, blah, 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 center from Notre Dame, blah, blah, blah. I noticed I said Notre Dame or Boston College. Those to me are the best schools if you're going to get offensive linemen. It's chill. There's somebody. Oh, it's not Chill Pill. It's Philip. Philip.
What's going on, Ronbo? How are you?
Concerned, a little worried. Anytime you play a divisional opponent, it's always, oh man, we got to get this game. And I'm already on that. Philip, how you feeling?
I'm with you. I'm concerned. You know, I'm not starting to realize that I've kind of seen it already. The teams that we play, they're not even our biggest opponents. We're our biggest opponents. Every single loss we've had so far this year with those two losses has been because we beat ourselves. Yeah. And, you know, I've noticed that it's starting to be like that with Kyle ever since he joined this team. And I don't know if it's a coaching thing or I don't know what's going on. And then also, I know we kind of talked about this. Kyle looks like he's overloaded. That man looked like he has aged 10 years in just a year, it seems like.
Noticing that yesterday myself. I said, Kyle, you look worn all the way out.
Yes, he looks depressed. He looked like he was the president of the United States. I'm just saying, it's horrible.
After a 4-year term
and so,
at the end of it.
Right. And so I'm just wondering, who is there to help him? Ever since Mike McDaniel's left, it just seems like he's been stressed. His offense has not been the same. And like one of the previous callers said, you know, ever since 2019, our offense has not been that great as it should be. And I'm just wondering, what's the issue?
The run game. You know what? Mostert was more, and a lot of us were crying about Mostert left. I mean, I had to have 2-3 boxes of tissues. People didn't really think or appreciate Mostert like I said, you know what? Mostert makes that offense better than it might even be because Mostert is just out of his damn mind. When he gets the ball, it's just it's like you put butter all over his body or something. And then he explodes into the end zone from the 10-yard line because he got faster and faster going down the field. That's a weapon.
Right. I mean, didn't we win that 2019 Packers game in the playoffs because of him?
Out there setting records that ain't nobody ever going to beat? Yep.
Yeah, so, and then with the running game, now that we're talking about it, why is Kyle only using one running back? I don't understand that. We have another good running back, Jordan Mason. He had, one carry for 7 yards?
And get a petition going. Those who don't understand, Kyle, why are you working one back to death? Be 1 million signatures.
I agree. You know, Jeff Wilson, he's not bad, but still, don't put all the workload on him or else somebody else is going to get injured. And I'm curious to see what Marlon Mack is going to do. Right. And I'm curious to see what Marlon Mack is going to do.
I am too.
I'm really curious to see. Because I know he had 2,000-yard seasons. Right. Jordan Mason had that 7-yard run for the one touch that he had with Denver?
Sat down and was never seen again.
Exactly. So yeah, it's concerning. Kyle and the whole team, besides our defense, have been lights out. Really, the offense and the special teams has been playing better than the offense.
Yes. We fixed
special
one thing
teams and defense
and the
making,
other thing breaks.
Right. They was making all of our plays. And so it's just something has to click with this offense. It's horrible. We have the playmakers. And honestly, you know, I can't even say it's the quarterback because the same issues that we're having with Trey is the same issues that we're having with Jimmy. Have we even scored over 10 points? And the fact that the Jaguars, the Texans, and other below par, subpar teams are scoring more than us. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Ooh, 10 points.
And to the last, one of the callers one of the callers said, Kyle should have drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Do you really think Patrick Mahomes would be the same person he is as he's with Andy Reid and with Kyle Shanahan?
See,
Because I don't think Kyle has ever developed a quarterback. He's always gotten him injured.
I see. I wanted to say that, but I knew people would have got pissed off. Philip, he would have been a slave to Kyle's offense just like everybody else. And I don't know, because what Andy Reid does, he does let Patrick go out there and do. Belichick already says Jimmy was allowed to audible out there. Kyle does not want his people doing things outside of his mental parameters. Here's what we're going to do.
No.
And can I audible? No. Just I'll lead you.
And Kyle, he doesn't work to the quarterback's strength. He doesn't do what they want to do. He doesn't do what they like to do, what they're good at. And it's just it's annoying, and I'm really tired of it. I'm not on that fire Kyle train because he is a good quarterback. He is a good coach.
Yeah, he is. I
But
don't want to
another
fire
thing I have
loosen up.
noticed is with his tenure with us, have we had 2 back-to-back winning seasons?
No. We get every other season.
Exactly.
So we're in trouble. We're in trouble this season for that reason.
Right. Based off that pattern, we're going to have a losing record this season.
No, Philip,
Kyle doesn't get it right.
No.
I know facts. It's facts. It hurts, but Kyle needs to get it right. In this Rams game, yeah, even if we lose it, I don't really necessarily think it's the end of our season. But to me, this Rams game is a must-win game, especially because it's on Monday Night Football. We cannot be embarrassed for a second week in a row.
Especially in prime time. You know what, though? The 49ers, I got a feeling they're a little pissed off by their performance this week. I have a feeling the Rams are going to have their hands full this week. I really feel that. I've got a gut feeling on that. This is going to be a game.
I mean, the Rams are not as good as they were last year.
Nope.
I mean, the only wide receiver Stafford is passing to is Cooper.
Cooper Kupp.
And I knew they got that. Is he a tight end or halfback? Skoranek? I guess they're using him as like a gadget player or something like that.
Yeah, they used him a little bit last year. Didn't they have him last year? He made a couple of plays, and I said, "Who the hell is that?"
Is he a rookie or he was there last year?
I thought I remember the guy making a play last year during the NFCCG. I said, "Who the hell is that?" I think it was him. Anyway, Phil.
Yeah, but I think we got a chance. We got to be on top of it. And offense has to click.
Man.
All them 50 million people on the coaching staff, they got to get together.
Because if we lose 14-10, Patrick, I'm going to be mad as hell. I said, man, 49ers, you did it again. 10 damn points 2 weeks in a row.
I guarantee you, if we lose this game, it's not going to be because we got outplayed by the other team. It's going to be because we beat ourselves.
Sucked. Phil, we got to go, though. I'll tell you what, good to hear from you. Good stuff. Come on Friday and join us for prediction night, all right?
Okay. I'll be there. I'll make sure I'll be there.
Looking forward to it, Philip. Have a great night, Phil.
Okay. You too.
And Kenny Powers. Kenny, come on in, Kenny. You know, I'm in here whining about. Can you hear me, Kenny?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. As I said, I'm in here whining about the Mike McDaniel's effect. Kenny, are you on the same page, or do you think this is just one of those things? What do you think is going to happen with this?
With what?
With Mike McDaniel's over in Miami just kicking ass. And I already see, like, down the line, the Miami Dolphins are 10-1. The 49ers are trying to deal with 7-4. And then I'm gonna say, Kyle, you shouldn't have never let him leave. You should have never allowed the Dolphins to be tampering with your people. At some point,
I knew this was going to happen once Mike McDaniel left for Miami. I knew it was going to go downhill because Kyle's not going to be that guru. He has to have somebody on his side help him call plays. So. Kyle's good, but he's just not great. It's been 6 years. Haven't really done anything except to go to the Super Bowl and lose it. That's not all on Jimmy, but still haven't got it done. 6 years going now. Fumbled up the deal with Jimmy G at the end of the season. Thought we were going to get rid of him. Kept him, and then he got the surgery, so we were stuck with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to have a serious talk. The Empire needs to seriously sit down and figure out what the hell we want to do. Got Kyle Shanahan acting like he knows what the fuck's going on the sideline, yelling at the refs. You got Jimmy G coming off the fucking field talking shit about his play calling. Did you see that?
Oh, of course. Everybody saw that.
Jimmy G was talking some shit about how your press play or something sucks.
Well, yeah.
Like, man,
Jimmy says he wanted to get back to like 2017 when he was out there freewheeling.
He's
Ken, you
not
have
gonna be able
an
to
issue
do
with that,
Not
huh?
after the arm surgery. Those days are over. This is the new Jimmy G. This is what it is.
He should have been able to do that before this
He's not going
year.
to go backwards. He better go to Germany and get those injections like Kobe did or something.
I don't know. The doctor said his shoulder actually should
It's
be
getting
stronger.
bad. We're
now.
1-2. We're going to play the Rams this weekend. It's not looking good, Ronbo. It is not.
I refuse to
looking
give
good.
up,
We're going
though.
to run the ball with Debo about 30 fucking times. I don't know what we're going to do. Is Kyle going to pull some great play out of his ass, or we're all going to sit here and be like, man, that was a great fucking play?
Kenny, I got to tell you right now, they're still professionals. They got egos. I can't imagine the 49ers coming out there without not giving it a hardcore shot. I really can't see that.
Oh,
now, they may
they're going to give
lose,
it all, but
as far as them coming out just playing
Kyle
flat,
to call some plays, and I don't know about that.
well, they got to do that. But I mean,
Someone's going to have to call plays, because what we saw against Denver, that was ridiculous. That was a high school football game.
I would go as far as to say, don't expect that performance twice. I can't imagine that. I doubt
if
that.
we go
seriously.
1-3, though, people are going to be seriously upset.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're already upset at 1-2.
We get blown out, and it just looks terribly bad, where everybody's like, what the hell's going on?
Kenny, remember one thing: the defense and offense are two different entities. If anybody thinks
Of course,
that the Rams,
offense needs to step up. Our defense is great.
I'm just letting you know, blowout ain't possible. They may win, but it'll be close because the 49 defense ain't about to let the Rams go nuts. Rams have played against defenses that ain't as good as the 49ers defense and didn't
but
beat
that's
them
the
up.
story every week. Our defense comes to play. Our offense never comes to play.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully that comes to an end this week. But anybody,
change soon.
I
Something's
tell
gotta
anybody
happen,
out
Ronbo.
there, if you come into this week with your score thinking the Rams will score 35 and 40 points, don't bet any money on that. You will lose. 49ers defense ain't giving the Rams a big time
that's
score.
true. And we're playing at home, so we got that going for us. But it's not looking good. We shouldn't be 1-2 right now.
No,
Definitely not 1-2.
We should be 3-0 to be honest.
Someone needs to step up. Debo's doing his thing. Kittle's is non-existent against Denver. That can't be. That's got to change. Ayuk's okay, but we need another wide receiver in the offseason, something to opposite Debo. Give him that threat. Now you're going to guard Debo, you're going to guard this guy. There's nobody opposite of Debo outside of Kittles.
You know what, though? You have to pay some
Trent Williams
big
is
bucks.
out for, what, 8 weeks, 7 weeks?
You have to. Who? Trent. Yeah,
Williams.
Trent's out he's out for a month.
Yeah, he's out like 7 weeks or something. Yeah.
No, he's out 1 month.
I don't know. Something's got to change, Ronbo. This is ridiculous.
Hopefully.
We shouldn't be sitting here having a conversation going into week 4 being 1-2.
Which ain't bad. It's early. You figure if this was
early,
down
but
like in the midseason.
It's only going to get worse if we don't turn it around.
Well, of course, that's true. But same can be said about the Raiders.
It is what it is.
Beat them for a
We're going to
moment.
ride it out
0-3.
and see what happens in the off season, because that's all we can do right now. Just ride it out.
Yeah, they'll be better.
Hopefully, Jimmy will
There's
have a
no way
better
they
game,
stay the way
but
they are.
Kenny,
Kenny, remember one thing, too. A lot of teams come flying out of the chute every year, guns blazing, just kicking ass. And then all of a sudden, like the Cardinals, they hit a hole. So let's see.
It's different. There's no consistency in the league, so nobody's like dominating year in and year out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because,
see what happens.
This team's got too much pride. They've been getting too long to continue to stink for week after week. I don't believe that. I didn't appreciate what happened last week.
Do we have a draft pick this year in off season, or is that because of the Trey Lance thing?
No, we start with the second round right now, unless they get a first round pick for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. We got to see how Trey's going to be after the
next
injury.
year. That's real scary.
Yeah.
Especially after losing a year of development. We'll see. All right, fam. I see you in the channel all the time. So, Kenny, we'll talk Friday if you got some time. Getting in here.
Yeah. I'll hit it for Friday, bro.
All right. Have a great night, fam.
Take it easy. All right, you too.
And Eddie Ramirez is back. The dual troll. He's over here. He acts like he likes the 49ers. And then we found out last year, Eddie Ramirez is a Chiefs fan. So make sure you know that as you talk to him. And Eddie Ramirez, you can take a clown comment. You know where you can put that where the sun don't shine. You damn right I think the 49ers can beat the Rams. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Hey, Hey, Marcus.
What's going on, Mr. Romo?
Marcus, man, I'm worried about McDaniel being where he is, and I don't know. I think Kyle relied upon him for a lot of intel. Mike McDaniel was studying teams and coming back with his brilliance and feeding it to Kyle. And Kyle, everybody, we're trying to call him stupid, but he ain't stupid, not really. But he did have the yin and yang brothers. Boy, they were there. I don't know what's going to happen now.
Yeah. Well, Romo, last year, McDaniel is the reason Debo was in the backfield. That changed up a lot.
That's innovation right there.
That surprised a lot of teams. We rolled that all the way. We could have rolled Debo to the Super Bowl, but we didn't. But this year, it's not going to work because teams done caught up to that. So what's going to happen is, mark my word, I hate to say this, but if we keep doing what we're doing, Debo is going to be the next one caught off this field. Because the other night, Kyle Shanahan, well, I'm just telling you the truth. Why would you run Debo right for halftime just to run the clock out? You could have got him hurt on that play. You could have put Mason in the game and ran 2 yards. Why would you run him just to run the clock out? Could
Mason, anybody else? I don't know who else is over there, but yeah, you're right.
Mason had 1 carry, 7 yards, and he never touched the ball no more.
I know.
Dude, come on.
Kyle! Wait, you need fresh bodies, especially running back.
Yeah, this team is based on running back defense. If we don't have that, this Garoppolo is not going to take us anywhere. I already know when Trey got hurt, the season's about to be washed. But if we got a running game, we can stay afloat. The defense gonna be okay. Well, now you need a running game because if we get behind, it's over. Because I didn't never expect Garoppolo to take us down the field against Denver. I already know that he wasn't going to do it.
And keep in mind too, especially if your offensive line is no better than it is, you can't run or pass. So you got it. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I was in a store the other day. Pat Mahomes is from the city I'm at. He's from Tyler, White House / Tyler. He's right here. His dad's right here. And I saw him in Walmart the other day, and we was talking. And I'm like, you know what? I was hoping your son came to the 49ers. But you know what? I got to thinking. I was talking to his dad. I was saying, I don't think Pat's name would have been big as he was if he'd have got with Kyle Shanahan, because Kyle Shanahan might would have destroyed him, just like he did Trey, like he's doing Trey. I don't think he would have let. I don't think Pat Mahomes would have been successful here under Kyle. Kyle do not develop quarterbacks.
But you know what, Marcus?
I think he. I think he's in a better situation.
Marcus, just one thing though. Shanahan likes pocket quarterbacks. Mahomes can really navigate from. He doesn't have to run. Mahomes is excellent running from throwing from the pocket. So I think Shanahan had with a good sense to do that.
Romo, Trey can throw any pass anywhere on the field. He can stay in the pocket. He don't have to run. He can run when he needs to. You don't have to run him.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, but not to the accuracy and talent that Mahomes can. In fact, that's not a knock on Trey, because most quarterbacks can't throw like Patrick Mahomes. Some of those arm angles and throws he makes, that's not humanly possible. He does.
But you saying accuracy? Is Garoppolo accurate? He's 20 yards.
Well, no, but I'm comparing Trey and Patrick, because Mahomes.
You gotta give him a chance.
Ooh.
You gotta give him a chance.
Well,
why
maybe.
Are we running Trey up the middle on a 2nd and 8? What do you giving up your franchise for 2-3 yards for?
I know.
Against a 370-pound defensive lineman.
I don't know.
Like,
but that was the plan from the beginning. I didn't know that was the plan, but that was the plan. He actually meant that Trey was going to be an added running back. I said, really? That's
if that's
good.
What he want to use this guy for, then his career is going to be washed. So if Trey needs to ask for a trade and get out of here, because he's not going to be successful under Kyle. So if he want to use him like Earl Campbell, then he's not going to be in the league long. And I hope that Debo not next, because and when he keep running this guy, the league done caught on to that. It's not going to work, man. Like they're gonna stack the line on us now.
Or change something.
They know that we can't go. Garoppolo's not going to go 30 yards down the field. They're going to bring all the safeties up in the box. They're going to stack this run. And I know Eric Donald, he's finna eat lunch Monday night on this offensive line. He finna eat anywhere he go. Center, tackles, he finna line up everywhere. He finna eat.
By the
And
way,
then why we not starting Womack at nickel? Why we got the other
well,
guy?
you know, Kyle
Like,
spoke on
why?
that, and he said that Demo just started outplaying him, I guess, in practice, according to what he's
Okay,
saying.
Cooper Cup, Womack need to be in the game because I think he can stay with a Cup. But if you put the other guy now,
Ooh, I
Cup
forgot
gonna have
about that.
a 15 yards, a 15
He'll switch him,
catches
though.
for 100, 200. Yes, he's gonna kill him. You need to put Womack on him. Please
Yeah,
do
you
not
know,
start this other guy on him.
Womack did get in a couple of plays, but that's all he got in. But Kyle Shanahan said he was happy with Demo's performance. So I don't know what's going on between those two.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
glad we
fuss
got
with
two of
him,
them,
but
though.
on Shanahan, we spinning in mud. We stuck in the ditch. We spinning in mud. We're not going nowhere with Shanahan. Shanahan
Right.
experimenting.
Just
It's
hold
over.
that,
It's
hold
done.
that, Bam, because I tell you what, they did it last year, and if they do it again this year, all right, I'm gonna say, Marcus,
We
week
rolled.
3, you
You,
told me
you,
they was done. We're now
did
sitting
you
in the
know what
driver's
got us
seat.
out? Do you know what got us out the ditch last year? It was Debo when they put him in running back. That would change the whole season, and we start riding him.
Well, you know, and that was also
What
because we lost
what
Elijah Mitchell. So remember, it wasn't
what?
just because of Debo got discovered. So that's that's what happened there.
Okay, the teams they finna shut the Debo experiment down. So what else can Kyle do?
That's
Experiment
that's what
come up with
that's what that's what
the
that's
change.
what remains to be saying, fam. Don't give up, man. Be faithful now. Hold on. Don't
Okay,
week
but
3
I'm not faithful to Kyle.
going into
I'll be
week
faithful
4.
to the Niners, but I'm not faithful to Kyle. Kyle has
I feel
he
you,
got to burn his
Marcus.
bridge for me. I'm
All right,
I'm
Marcus.
not faithful to him.
We'll, we'll,
Okay.
we'll see what's we're gonna go now. I think I'll be back Friday. Bring a score in, fam. Be looking for you.
Okay.
All right. Night. We got a lot of anger running around the NFL. I mean, NFL around Niner Empire. Hey, Ellis. Ellis. Hey, I just realized that was Philip Zamora that was in there earlier. I think Philip was one of us at the tweet. I know it's Philip. That was you, Philip.
Bizzle.
Ellis.
What's happening?
Oh man, we sit back here wondering if Mike McDaniel took all our wins with him as the thing. We got Mike used to be sitting up in the booth on top of the. What better eyes can you have sitting up surveying the field from above than Mike McDaniel? That's wow. That could be more impactful. Ellis, are we gonna be able to weather this storm? I mean, you gonna put somebody else up there? Because like Philip pointed out, Anthony Lynn is not making any difference in this team. I don't know. What do you think?
I already felt like Anthony Lynn wasn't going to really give us much to look at. I mean, he was what, one and done, or how many years did he get over there with the Chargers and he was out of there, and then he spent 1 year with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, that just to me was like a nepotism type move. He's close with Mike Shanahan. He's a friend of the family. Give him a job.
Comes over for Thanksgiving and everything, don't he? Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's the kind of shit. That's the thing with this Shanahan family. Kyle gets Hoyer, all these people that he's comfortable with. He gets his linemen, he gets his running backs, he gets his coaches. The only thing he's done well in taking with him and having nepotism when it came to personnel is concerned is his coaching staff. And now that coaching staff is about depleted. He lost Raheem Morris. He's lost Mike McDaniel. Some other staff. He lost a lot of the staff on both sides of the ball to other teams. And so at this point, what players does he even have to show for his nepotistic moves? It's just not working, man. I don't even if that's even a word. Shit, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
But I like it though. Ellis, the thing is, Kyle's looking for somebody he doesn't have to. Kyle could be a little lazy. I think it's about some things. He doesn't feel like. I don't feel like hiring. I'm gonna hire Ellis, and I'm gonna have to teach him everything about what I do. Kyle is just kind of shortcut. I don't know if that's a bad idea, but I do know there's probably smarter people than he's hiring that might be able to catch on and add a little bit more to it. Yeah, I agree with you on both. I half understand what he's doing, but at the same time, I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah, it's a positive and negative to it, but for me, I'm just saying he overdoes it. He's just been overdoing it all this time. And I only support the coaching aspect because as far as the players, what players that he's dragged along have been standouts outside of Trent Williams. And we've only had him. This is what, our third season with Trent Williams?
Alex Mack was pretty good. You know what?
One season.
That's a good point, though. I wonder who else.
We got one season to benefit. We got 3 years of benefits from, this is the third season with Trent, right? Or is this
how do you feel about Tevin Coleman? Because I see, with Tevin Coleman, I've heard the 49ers signed him back up. And for the reasons you're just talking about now, I had mixed feelings. I want to see Jordan Mason, but what do you think about that move?
Same old shit. Nepotism. he's close with Tevin Coleman. He's had him, he wants to give him a job. Yeah, and I mean, the Devontae Freeman was open. I mean, Devontae Freeman he's faster and he's a stronger runner than Tevin Coleman. I have nothing really against Tevin.
Wait, Devontae available?
Devontae Freeman was available. He was
I didn't even know.
He was running like a hog for the Ravens last year. I'm like, why the hell didn't he get Why not get both of them? Why not get both of them? I mean, was it a contractual issue or was just Kyle? Like I said, he
likes Tevin better.
Into his comfort, but that would have been a guy I would have been okay with, that he was comfortable with having, and the Devontae Freeman at running back.
And Devontae hits the ground running. He doesn't need to be taught anything. Just tell him what the name of the play is. He knows what it is.
He was running hard last year for the Ravens, Ronbo. So I don't know what the hell that was all about. But, again, Kyle's definitely, there's been some serious effects from Mike McDaniel being gone, and I was dreading this moment. I didn't expect him to, get a head coaching job that damn quick, but he's been in the league for a long time, and Kyle's been dragging him around for however many teams, though. Kyle's been stringing him along for a long time, so he has been probably the reason why Kyle, a lot of the time, has been effective offensively for many of these years. He's with him in Atlanta. He's with him out in
Cleveland.
out
It
there
goes all the way
with,
back to Cleveland.
Cincinnati,
Texas.
The Texans. I mean, come on, man. So this might have been the master behind the plan the entire time. So I don't know what the hell Kyle's going to do, Rumble, but he better figure it out quick. Because, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's blowing it out of his ass every once in a while. But if Jimmy's saying your plays suck, if they're getting sound bites and reading Jimmy's face, reading Jimmy's mouth, and he's saying your plays suck, man, and they're closing up on his mouth and they're decoding what he's saying, I mean, clearly there has to be some problems with Kyle's offense as well, or the plays that he's calling. So, he's got to get it together. And we got the Rams, Monday, man. I'm expecting for us to turn this shit around, honestly, because we can't wait till week 6 or 7 or 8 to start trying to do the same thing we did last year. Like,
we got well against them last year,
right away,
but it's a different year.
Yeah,
3 and 5 going into that week.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I was saying, what was our record going in that week that I thought the Rams actually that week? I remember that game. I knew the Rams would just come in and just beat hell out of us, and we went to town on that horned helmet. I mean, beat them up. And I was shocked.
3 and 5? I don't know.
We beat them
35.
Yeah, somewhere in there, week 4, 5, 6.
I think we were
35 points on them.
Yeah, and we can do that. I mean, I feel like we can do it even without Mike McDaniel. Why doesn't Kyle resort? Why doesn't he, revert back to
whatever
plays?
they was doing?
I mean, I know you didn't just completely trash the damn playbook. Come on, man. Like,
and by the way, Trent Williams wasn't there that night.
And Trent wasn't there that night. Exactly. And who started for him? Brunskill?
Probably.
Didn't Brunskill start at right tackle?
I can't remember, but I know it wasn't no premier all-star.
It wasn't Colt McKivitz either. Or maybe it might have been Tom Compton, possibly.
Compton was always on the right when he's out there. I have no idea what's on the left side. It wasn't school. He was out with an injury. I wonder.
Yeah,
anyway,
man.
we got to pull up.
We got to get going.
Yeah.
Shout out to Debo signing that Jordan contract, getting his money. Those endorsements are looking lovely. He adds to his pockets. This is where you capitalize and get your capital. Yeah. One last thing before we go, Ronbo. This is a little something I want to play.
Hurry, because they'll cut us off.
Go from USC. We'll probably get him in the third or later. But there's a lot of gems out there. And then that safety, Talanoa Hufanga, that boy's good. You got that name beast too. So
You got there's a
yeah,
Ellis. There's something going on with your.
Yeah, that was last year during the draft. So, I
Oh,
called out Chino last
that's what
year.
you're trying to get me to.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I
Yeah,
said, Ellis
for the
doesn't
record.
sound. You were right.
Peace and
You were
love.
so right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now he's getting his just due, man. So shout out to Hupfunga for keeping it lit for us.
Absolutely right. All right.
Let's stay strong, yo.
All right.
Hit that like, subscribe. Y'all know where you at, man.
Shout out to the
Wipe
squad.
your feet, take off your shoes,
Yes.
and we'll be back on the next one, fam. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to it too. Bye, Ellis. And Rudy Ramirez, that wasn't for you though. And I believe that I thought I saw the Chiefs lose this past weekend. What kind of fool goes around talking trash after his team get beat? Hey, B-Ham.
Talk to me, Ronbo.
Damn, I'm worried about the minds, the mental energy in Santa Clara. Well, we all knew Mike McDaniel meant a lot to Kyle Shanahan. We didn't know how much, and I'm hoping we don't get a full measure of it being us going south for the rest of the season. And at the end of the year, when people say, well, one thing that Kyle Shanahan did lose that may have been a big exponent in the result of this season was Mike McDaniel, who went to Miami and is in the playoffs. And we said things like, Kyle, if you knew that was going to happen, why the hell did you offer him some more money? Give him another position, do anything but what you let him leave. Don't let me get started. B-Ham, are you as concerned as I'm feeling?
No, let me tell you like this, Ronbo. We're going to keep this shit 1,000. Not 100, 1,000.
All right.
Okay?
B-Ham, get your microphone because I want to hear this. I mean, get close to something. You sound distant.
I said we're going to keep this shit 1,000. We ain't going to keep it 100. We're going to keep it 1,000.
All right.
If Mike McDaniel had went down there without a Jalen Waddle, without a Tyreek Hill,
Well, you're right.
you know what his record would be right now? Do you know what his record would be?
Be 0-3.
Right now.
Didn't they beat the Ravens? They'd be 0-3.
He'll be 0-3. Listen, man.
That's a good point.
Our scheme doesn't work because we don't have no dynamic fucking receivers. Period.
And Mostert.
Debo is nice. I like Debo. I like IU, but they not outrunning nobody. Nobody. They wrote Tua Tagovailoa off, and I know they thought he was more trash than fucking Jimmy Garoppolo. Think about it.
The truth.
He is 3-0 because he has 2 wide receivers that can go downfield. He has
Road
a tight end
runners.
that can work the middle. He has a power running back, and he has a speedy running back, Ronbo. He has the formula to win. We had a chance to get either that boy that went to the Raiders, that boy that went to the Cowboys.
Or CD Lamb.
you're
You're talking about wide receivers. CD.
We had a chance to get 3 different wide receivers, and we went out there and got a fucking defensive lineman. We have been picking defense.
And he ain't doing that good.
We went and got fucking Javon Kinlaw, and I told you he was trash. Hey, man, why everybody trying to trash Kyle? Why everybody trying to trash Jimmy? You need to trash the motherfuckers who's going out here scouting some of these nothing-ass talent. We get better talent, Ronbo, in later rounds than we do in the first round. We gave up DeForest Buckner because we didn't want to pay him to go out there and get a sorry-ass Javon Kinlaw.
And BM, if we would have picked up Henry Ruggs, we might have kept him out of prison. I don't believe he would have been acting a fool in the Bay Area.
It's not as the Bay Area is way more congested than goddamn.
Yeah, you'll be rolling down no road at 100+ miles an hour.
I'm just saying, man. The formula is simple. We need to go pick up some speed on the outside to make every fucking thing else work.
Mm-hmm.
Every caller that you done heard call in tonight, they say the same shit I've been saying for years. The safeties already understand that they're not going deep. So hey, instead of defending 30 yards back, we finna drop down where we can be able to play in the box and still cover these 25 yards. You know, if they decide to run that far.
And by the way,
Come on,
why
man.
isn't Ray Ray McCloud? Have you figured out why Ray Ray? I quit trying to think. It's giving me a headache. Why is Ray Ray McCloud not being on the field at any time?
I don't know why Ray Ray McCloud is not on the field. I don't know why Danny Gray is not on the field.
I'm sorry,
I don't know, Ronbo.
I said Ray Ray McCloud. I meant Danny Gray. Why is Danny Gray not playing?
Well, you know what? Danny Gray or Ray Ray McCloud, Ronbo, you know one thing I seen to realize. Ray Ray McCloud he may not be as fast, but the one thing about
He's
Ray
quick.
Ray McCloud I understand is this, Ronbo, is every time he get on the field, he gets open to catch a pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know
He's
what I'm
quick.
saying? Like
You're not going to cover
He
him.
might not be a deep threat. Hey, listen, man, we need more deep threats.
But quick works for me too. If you can't cover Ray Ray, he can be that dude that you need for that short yardage because he can't cover him. Ray Ray needs to stretch that defense like you're saying, though. Come on, Kyle. And Kyle, ain't nobody teaching you nothing new. You need to know this. He knows this. Ray BM? The hell?
We know this. I don't know what we got going on. But like I said, if you really look at it, there's nothing wrong with the system. We just don't have the players we need to fulfill what we need. Tua Tagovailoa, he's 3-0 because we have speed.
Yeah, I know.
He has speed down there. He has a speedy running back. He has what he needs.
Ridiculous speed. You can't cover two guys with that kind of speed. That's why Mahomes had a field day too. But they had dual speedsters over there. They had three.
Now, understand this. They took Tyreek Hill away. Mecole Hardman. People are not worried about him catching anything.
Then right?
You hear me?
Tyreek was the guy.
So the only person you got to guard now is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
They just went out there and lost to the Colts. Think about it, man.
While you in here, Eddie Ramirez talking trash. How you go talk?
Think about it. Think about it, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
We need to go, and I'm gonna tell you what, good stuff. Actually, you're right. Mike McDaniel is good, but we need to know Mike McDaniel is shooting with a howitzer while everybody else is using a cap gun. So yeah, that is part of it. Anyway,
hey man, think about this too, Ronbo, before I go.
Real quick, 'cause we gotta go.
When Green Bay coach left, when he left the 49ers, right? And he went up to Green Bay. Look at what Green Bay already had. Now you see why he's successful. Everybody that has less, man,
it's just done well. B-Ham, we got to go before production cuts us off. I'm going to see you Friday, though, okay?
Go ahead. I'll talk to you Friday.
Looking forward to it, fam. All right. Night, B-Ham. Well, it's a big show. I know you got plenty to say on this subject. Get in here, man.
Oh, you know I do.
Let me just sit back and listen. Go right ahead.
It has been 6 years. You don't need to defend this man anymore.
Yeah.
He's not the first day on the job anymore. This play calling is becoming predictable. And when you become predictable, you don't win anymore.
Yeah.
And when you bring the same players back over and over again, and the play calling that you do every single weekend gets them killed, your season's pretty much done. I don't want to hear Chill Bill feel, everything's fine. You all need to relax. It's not fine. We're nothing without Trent Williams, FYI, if you haven't seen the NFC game
I hate
last
to
year.
Think about that. Oh, God.
We struggled big time. And to think we're going to turn our season around just because we beat the Rams. Oh, my God, we beat the Rams. Oh, we're turning it around again.
But Mitchell, I just have to beat them.
Out of here.
I don't, even if I lose it, I don't let the Rams win. God, please don't. Not that anything, Lord, please. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. Go ahead.
It just buys them another week. That's all it does. This is year 6. It's not year 2. What do you expect that's going to be different if Trey Lance does come back next year? Nothing. He's gonna control him. He's gonna get him hurt again, and he's gonna get other players hurt again of importance, like Deebo Samuel, if he continues to use him as a running back, which I am not a fan of.
I know,
Why
right?
does he continue to use him as a running
You
back?
don't have to do that all
He's a
the
wide
time.
receiver.
Put him out in the flat
He's not a
against
wide back.
linebackers like you used to. What is with this?
You know, you paid him millions of dollars not to be a running back. He's a wide receiver. Line him up on the outside. See what happens. Maybe something works. You know, like, people know how to stop Debo when you line him up in the backfield. And if you can continue to line him up in the backfield, you're going to get him killed.
Yeah.
Again.
I got all week to diagram plays to cut that off, you know? And we go right out there
Trent
and show
Williams
that.
comes back. Trent Williams comes back, and Debo Samuel's out for 6 to 8 weeks because of a quote-unquote high ankle sprain.
I know. My favorite.
I'm sick of hearing that.
Yeah.
I am sick of hearing that. And I'm sorry, but Trey Lance isn't Trey. You ruined Trey, Kyle. We don't know what he's going to be now. You sit back his development 2 to 3 years, and we don't have time for that shit. 2 to 3 years, like you said, we don't even know if we're going to be alive next Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And I tell you something
You know,
else. So,
like,
is Trey going to still want to run off RPOs? Is he still going to want to run the ball? If I'm Trey,
no, not anymore.
Yeah.
And he's not a pocket passer. He's not a pure pocket passer. Go back and look at his college tape. He's an instinct first runner quarterback. He ran all over his competition in the NC2 division. I don't know what we're gonna do, man. Like, yeah, it's gonna be the same shit over and over and over and
So
over
that discussion
and
we've had,
over
though.
again. Nothing's gonna change.
But remember that discussion we had. Kyle Shanahan at the end of the season steps down. I for some reason I still imagine that because, you know, he's not going to be able
And
to
the new
handle.
coach that's gonna come in.
Yeah.
And the new coach that's gonna come in is gonna want his own quarterback. I guarantee you that. Every new coach does.
Yeah, it's true.
Look out for
and then we
Lamar
go back
2023 if that
the
happens.
rebuild's underway because they're going to trade all those high salary players are going to be up
They're
for
going to
auction.
get rid of Trent Williams, who's aging left tackle, who can't stay healthy.
They might keep
Who's
Fred
35 years old.
and Ufanga. I'm looking at the defensive gems we got. Nick Bosa. You know what you could get for Nick Bosa? I mean, you're not going to get another Nick Bosa. You get 2 or 3 round first round. Yes. And they'll go that route, you know. The 49ers have 6 first-round picks in the 2024 draft. You know, they're not winning any games, but they hope to reseed that organization. Look at Cook. We talked about this in 2022. We knew you guys were going to do something like this. Now we're in the dark ages. We can't beat anybody. You know, all right. So we got to stop thinking this way.
I'm tired of this regime, Ronbo. It's the same shit over and over every year. John, we have enough defensive linemen. There are other positions out there.
True.
Jesus Christ, man. You don't address the offensive line? Do you see what's happening with Spencer Burford on the right side? He got beat by Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory just pretty much robbed him and left him on the street naked. The center's not been addressed. You felt comfortable going in with Jake Brindle? Are you kidding me? Jake freaking Brindle? When you just had Alex back there who was doing an outstanding job for us and you let him retire? You couldn't talk him into bringing in more money for him?
Yeah, they could have offered him something.
I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of this regime now. I'm getting real tired of it.
I can feel that shit.
It's not gonna be any different next year. It's not gonna be any different next year if they're back.
So please
stop fantasizing about the Super Bowl, because if we do get up to the SEC game and there's one player out, we're
dead
done.
meat. So we gotta go. Extra. Making me feel like I need to walk around a bag on my head now. So we're back Friday, and a miracle's going to take place.
All right, take care. I highly doubt that. There's no miracles with Shanahan and Lynch. Lamar 2023. I'm out.
There he goes. That's why I changed the show's name back. Did we do this last month? Change the show's name to the Grim Reaper? Shabazz, the great Bazili, get in here.
Ronbo.
Shabazz. You know, at the beginning of the show, Shabazz, I said, Shabazz, he often does believe that when everybody else is giving up to go ahead and bet on the Niners, but Shabazz may want to make a couple extra bucks this week. Shabazz, let me stop. What are you thinking as far as Mike McDaniel goes as well? You know what, Shabazz, you can save your prediction for Friday, but Mike McDaniel, being gone, Behan poured some good stuff on that as well. What are you thinking?
Well, like everybody said, and anybody that's paid attention, Kyle is the narcissistic maniac, man. You know, like, even Jimmy has lost his groove with Kyle, man. You know, like, everybody's figured us out, but we usually own the Rams. We know the defense is going to come to play. We know Stafford is going to be the same old Stafford because he's always running scared. So we got a shot. You know, we definitely got a shot. I ain't saying that they just going to come dominate us. You know, it's a division rival, and it's the 49 Rams. And winning cures everything, but, Ronbo, we need better play calling and better play from Jimmy. Jimmy has to connect on those deep passes because just like what callers before said, they're going to stack the box. They're going to put it in Jimmy's hand. Mm-hmm. You know, Jimmy still, you want to say bad things about Kyle, Jimmy, but you still got to connect with a receiver, man. He ain't connecting, bro. That's just it. You know, it comes down to the quarterback. Defense is going to be defense. We got great receivers. People talk about Ayuk is okay and Kittle ain't this. Man, Ayuk is a premier receiver. He gets open, but if he can't get the God-blessing ball, he can't get the ball. That's it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So it's all about execution. It's not about Mike McDaniel. It's not about the play call, but it's execution. And that is a solid point too. You got it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And the 49ers got it. They do.
You got to catch the God blessed ball. That's it. So we'll see. Everybody wanna say this, say that. We'll see. That's it. I mean, Ronbo, I know I'm gonna keep them out my parlays. I'm gonna tell you that much. 'Cause I'm not gonna be losing.
Because they're just unpredictable. You can't really figure. It's too early in the season trying to figure out the 49ers anyway. Hell, Shabazz, as a matter of fact, it's kind of hard to figure out any NFL. I would not have picked the Ravens to lose. I don't care. I mean, not Ravens, but I mean this team out in Buffalo. I would not expect them to come in and lose. I mean, they may have been a tough game, but I expect them to lose. Kansas,
Go back. Told y'all the Dolphins was gonna win.
I know. I had a feeling, but I didn't believe it. And the Chiefs got a whooping. Really?
Ronbo, I picked the Colts too. Ronbo, this is what I do, man. You got to think like Las Vegas, Nevada.
I know.
You can't think like a fan. You got to think like Las Vegas, Nevada. You got to look at a game that makes absolutely no sense.
And pick it.
Take the pick that makes no sense.
Shabazz, are you bet? Is it a good idea? Who are the Raiders playing this week? The Raiders are becoming a comical thing. I can't find my people, Raider fans, because normally they're working my phone to death. I got to shut it off and block them. Now I can't find a Raider fan anywhere. I'm loving it.
Oh no, you can't find them traders. You know that. You know what we call the Raiders in the Bay, Ronbo? The steak by the Bay that we take away. Enjoy Las Vegas. Raider fans ain't gonna show up.
Matter of fact, I'm waiting for them to start saying, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Raiders left Oakland. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but last week you were still a hardcore Raider fan. You're 0-3. You got Devontae Adams, and you tell me that Derek Carr is an elite quarterback as hard as everybody else. What's happening? Anyway, I got to go, man. I'm like, no, I'm gonna call you back. I love it. Yeah, Raider fans.
So yeah, we'll see what it is, Ronbo. But I'm telling you, I'm not. Keep the Niners out your parlays. You can't mix business with pleasure because your personal feelings will get in the way and your money.
Yeah.
And, the money is the most important thing.
Especially,
For
can't
me.
be betting and losing. That's
Can't
what broke
be
me
betting.
up.
That's right. Yeah, you got to be smart, But yeah, I'll have some picks for y'all for Friday. I'll have a couple upset picks for y'all for Friday.
Should be an interesting weekend.
And
This last week was interesting. So hey, Shabazz, do you do baseball and basketball?
Basketball.
Yeah.
I
NBA.
I do NBA. NBA is a little bit predictable too. You got to just know what you're doing, and then you got to pay attention to streaks. and it ain't so hard. But yeah, I generally hit about 3 parlays a month.
Because
So
baseball is really, I can't imagine how, what kind of I've not looked at the betting lines on baseball and basketball in forever. I have no idea what's going on with that. I do know, I remember you used to hear basketball games going to be won by 2 and 3 points. Come on, man. Man, I'm going to take that bet. Of course I'm going to take the team that's going to lose by 2. You know, and every now and then it would happen. That's good. That's one of the things that stopped me from betting, too. What? Man, Shabazz, we going to go. Hey, I'll be looking for you Friday, all right?
I'll be checking in with you Friday, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it, fam. All right, Shabazz, a great
All right.
Bazili.
All right.
Hey, Tony of the famous cult family. Tony!
Hey, Ronbo.
How you doing, Tony?
I am great. How are you tonight?
Worried, concerned. You know, as soon as football season starts, that's why I love the off season so much, and I'm always feeling great, because once the season starts, it's anxiety and concerns and worry and fears. Rams fans and all over the chat. These are irritating things. So, you know, Tony, but what I'm concerned about Mike McDaniel. There's been some things tonight to sort of shift my thinking. But what are you thinking about Mike McDaniel's absence in the hierarchy and thinking as far as the 49ers are concerned?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't know too much specifically, but I have definitely noticed a change in the offense considering since he's been gone. It doesn't seem like they're as creative. It doesn't seem like – it just seems very boring right now, like too safe in a sense. Not that it's not safe. Obviously, we got guys going down, which is not cool, but it just seems like maybe some of the –
You mean safe as far as
the plays are more –
it's conservative play.
Yeah, and sometimes I think Kyle can be in such a desperate state where it's almost like he goes and in his head he thinks this play is going to work, but maybe even the guys can read it and are like, no, it's not going to work.
Oh, if that happens, Tony,
sure.
if they start losing faith in Kyle, we got a problem.
Definitely, because I don't think these guys have not seen the pattern of, year after year, injuries, being kind of like one of the main reasons why we don't end up going as far as we'd like. And some of these guys might, think, maybe they don't get as injured, but I don't know. There's always seems to be like this injury problem and a very inconsistency with, in the quarterback situation. It's like, I won't go there, but, it's for how many years now have we find out, a quarterback that isn't our cup.
Nobody, either people get hurt or they're getting thrown out or they're getting traded. I mean, it's just weird. You can't, your better teams have a quarterback that's been around for a long time.
Definitely. They're more, committed. They know their routine. The guys that they have typically have been the same guys year after year. Sometimes they can get a rookie in there to replace a veteran that, retired or got hurt or got traded or whatever. And, some rookies are great. They can just fit in, fit right in the slot. But then there's other guys that need time, and we don't know until they're on the field, because I believe that some of the pressure that these guys go through really reflects on what their true skill is. You can go and be like, oh, there's a stat, but when the emotion's there and the guy's actually, feeling it, I believe that the great stuff does come out, because these guys, they get on this trip where it seems like they're all going at the same pace. They all want the same thing, like, we're going to be at the Super Bowl. We're going to be at the Super Bowl. And I don't know. I can't say that that's what's going to happen this year, because I don't see them like feeling as connected and maybe as consistent as they want to with their lines. But all I have to say before I have to tag Brian is beat LA. Beat LA.
No, don't let them
and
get
let's
away.
just see what the Niners can do.
You go.
All right, we'll keep it real quick. But
right.
no, what she's saying is definitely there doesn't seem to be that chemistry. I mean, they've been talking different every press conference, and it seems like there is a divide in the locker room, whether there is or isn't. And it does seem like some of the players aren't believing in Kyle. But at this point, we can't say fire Kyle. We can't say, this is happening or this isn't happening. We still got a lot more games to go. And we just have to take it one game at a time. Because at this point, you start saying fire Kyle, bring in JT O'Sullivan, bring in, Ken Dorsey, bring in this or this. It's not going to fix our problems this season. Everybody just has to jump on the train and stay on it, well, you need to go root for the Raiders or someone else because this is the Niners. We're faithful. Okay, you root for the Niners whether or not they win or lose. You root for the Niners whether or not you believe in your heart. Athleticism, on paper, are they going to match up against the other team? No, you don't really care because at any point in time, you sit down and you're starting to think. You're like, all right, why am I watching this game? I'm watching it because I want the Niners to win.
Yeah.
Not because I want to be, I don't think they're going to win and I was right. No, you're watching it because you rooted for the Niners. So
you're supposed
this
to be
game, if
supporting
we
them
beat LA,
faithfully. Exactly.
yeah, if we beat LA, we're back in it. It's 2-2. If we don't beat LA, it's still a long season. We can still go. I don't know if it's Jimmy's problem, Kyle's problem. I don't know, but at this point,
don't forget
it's
to mention the offensive line's
time.
problem. Yeah. God.
Well, yeah, everybody does keep dropping, and that seems to be really weird. And it's not a Kyle Shanahan problem because we were losing players back when we had Harbaugh. We've been losing players for a long time. So is it just something? We're gonna have to figure that out. It's got to be something because you go to other teams and they don't seem to get as hurt as bad as us. And for the length amount of time, right now we have hockey player staff trying to keep us, our strength and conditioning is hockey staff. It still is hockey staff. So right now just stay faithful, trust the process. If you don't trust the process, then don't read the content. Just watch the game because Twitter and everywhere else is that's brutal.
Really is,
and I remember people, I used to read the Chronicle. I'm in Stockton. I used to read the Chronicle. I'd go and get the Stockton Record and the Chronicle, and I'd read the sports section. And I'd read any little tidbit it said about the 49ers, and I was so excited because I only got maybe a paragraph or something, but hey, that's what I had to go off of. This is before we had internet and, all this other crazy stuff. So for me, I read everything I can possibly read because you don't know. We're not there in the locker room. We're not on the field. We don't know. We're only getting somebody's opinion. And unless you watch the game, you don't know. So hey, stay faithful, Ronbo. Yeah. You're always faithful. We know that. Yes. And thanks for having me and Tony on. And man, I tell you what, if we make a run for it, don't call me crazy. Just call me faithful. I tell you what.
I like that. I like that, Brian. All right, fam. You and that wonderful family of yours. I'll see you Friday. Y'all come back and give me some scores. All right.
We'll be back.
All right. Good night, Brian. Night, Tony. Holly. And listen. Godzilla says, what if Jimmy played bad against the Broncos because he's hiding yet another injury? Nah, I don't. Jimmy just needs. I don't. You know what? I know people don't think so, but Jimmy needs some more. Hopefully he got all the preseason work he needed this last week since he already went ahead and told everybody. Yeah, I'm a little rusty. Jimmy, what the hell's wrong with you? Why would you say that? Just say I need to play better or something. Don't come in and give that excuse because people are going to nail you to the cross like they're doing now. Sometimes I wish Jimmy wouldn't do pressers. He comes with a big smile of his, and then he says the wrong thing. Oh, God. Frank! Give me Frank, make me one of them sandwiches, man. I wanted and throw some pig ears on top of that fish. Boy, I tell you what, I know that tastes good. Oh, so good.
What's
Frank.
up, Ronbo? What's up, Ronbo?
Frank, man, we're in here crying because we're worried about Mike McDaniel leaving and he's winning and we getting the butt whooped. What are you thinking about Mike McDaniel's exit?
That was I believe, Ronbo, it was Mike McDaniel. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. I just got to go back and, and look it up. But I believe it was Mike McDaniel idea to put Debo in the running back position. I believe.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier.
I remember Debo saying that, and so, yeah, so we missed that creativity, that Mike McDaniel, that he brought to the running game, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, so Cal really missing that. I think Cal has too much on his plate, and we need to hold the front office accountable, because Cal, you can't coach the team and want to be an offensive coordinator and want to, like he just hangs like he Belichick, like you think he Belichick, he's doing too much. He just needs you just to coach, and I just believe, all this, drama created with us. You know, it all started with us even keeping Jimmy. You know, you gamble and you gave up a lot of draft capital to get Trey Lance. You supposed to, bet on. You did it. You made that choice. You supposed to go with it. Okay, we did this. We believe this kid can be such and such. Okay, move, Jimmy, you gone. But no, that's not what it is. We got to keep it like my man B. Ham says, keep it 1,000. What's Kyle record without Jimmy Garoppolo? He's not a winning coach. Let's just be 100. With Jimmy, he wins. You know, and now that the lead done caught on and saying that the plays that he calling for Debo, you know, like it's the same mediocre plays, people gonna catch on to that. You know what I'm saying? Like all they gotta do is get film on you. After that, the next following year, oh, we got you. We already know what he wanted. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Frank, Kyle's got to know that. See, everybody knows that. So that's why, is he going to adjust? Or are we going to see him go out there and try and pull that again? Kyle believes that if you beat him on that play, doesn't mean, I think he just thinks you're not going to consistently be able to do that. I actually do believe he thinks that. What's worries?
I mean, but he don't have, but also he don't have the quarterback that I believe that can't push the ball. Kyle like to push the ball down the field. He like to run. Look what he was in Atlanta, Matt Ryan, to push the ball down the field. You know, and that's what he don't have with Jimmy. As you can see, you got to hold Jimmy accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like the great Jerry Rice, his son, you know, was like, come on, you laughing after the game, after a loss. But Jimmy missed. Kyle called a good game plan in the Denver game. Jimmy was missing throws. I don't want to hear nothing about he don't have the playbook. Jimmy been playing with Debo and them for 5 years. Okay, if you want to say he a little rusty because he wasn't throwing, he had this, you know, I give him a pass for that. But he know the playbook. He was missing throws. If he would have connected on them throws, we should have blown them out. So that's why I don't put that much blame on Cal on that game. It was the quarterback play. Jimmy didn't play. He played horrible. Even our tight ends, our tight ends just talk bad about Jimmy. You know what I'm saying how bad he played. You know what I'm saying? That kid, I forgot his name, our old tight end was with Steve Young. He played back in the day with Steve Young and Joe Montana. I forgot his name.
Too many guys this
He was
year.
on KRB, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to hold the front office accountable, man. You have to draft. We need an offensive line. Why you don't go out and draft offensive line and all that? But we had to hold them to the fire. You got to hold them accountable. John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, the quarterback, hold them to the fire. They put us in this situation. You gambled and gave up them picks. You got to go with your guts. You did it. You got to rock with it. We wouldn't have been in this circus, man. It's like we need to be on VH1. San Francisco need to be on VH1. They need to be on their own show. I mean, it's sad, man. Like, there's all the talk. Jim, Trey, they went with this. They kept Jimmy, brought Jimmy back. Like, come on, man. You gambled, you rolled the dice, you did what you did. You grabbed Trey, bye, Jimmy, and that's just roll with it. Don't matter. We got a losing season or whatever. Y'all made that choice, so you got to stick with it. And so now Cal don't know. He don't know how to develop a quarterback. He don't really, so we keep calling him this genius, this offensive guru, and we really see that Mike McDaniel really had a large, part in his offense because it was his idea to put Debo in the backfield. That was creativity. You know what I'm saying? That's creative. You get what I'm saying? So now you had to come up with something different because, okay, now they're going to know this. Now switch it up. Do reverses. Do some, put Ayuk in the backfield to pretend like he's going to run. Or switch it up. Do something different. Like, I don't know. Just be creative, Cal. Like, you supposed to be the genius. Show us. And as faithful, we're going to continue to be faithful. I'm going to rep my team. I don't care if we don't win no more games. I'm ready to go till I'm gone from this earth. That's my mom. Love them to death, But we gotta be honest. We gotta hold them to the fire, Ronbo. We gotta hold them accountable. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm at with it.
All right, well, it's week 3, and hopefully they make some adjustments here starting this week. And then we can stop having.
Like I said, we should beat the Rams.
Yeah, I don't know about
beat the Rams. We should, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Ronbo. We should, but another thing I want to say, Ronbo, I want to know who was the leader, who was the voice in the locker room that could turn stuff around. Like, I don't really know. Do we have that leader that come in there and say, look, man, we need to. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand. Remember last year it was Jed York's nephew or somebody that came down that had to make them turn the season around.
It was Jed's dad. You know,
Oh, yeah, his father.
yeah, you
That's
know,
what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? So who
don't
voices
look. Yeah, but these guys got character. I don't look for them to be defeating themselves with mental beatdowns of each other. I really do think they're going to improve this week and dramatically. We'll see. But Frank, we're
Yeah,
going to go. I'm
you
going to
never,
see you Friday. Bring a score back and give us reasons why you got that. All right.
okay, yeah, I got you, Ronbo, man.
All
How
right,
many
man.
fish sandwiches you want, man? I got you.
You don't want to.
All right,
Give me extra
Ronbo.
hot sauce this time. I like it when I feel pain and pleasure at the same time.
Yeah, I
That's
got
kind
you,
of sick.
Ronbo, man. I love you, man. Shout out to
Love
you
you
and
back,
the
man.
faithful, man. You know, fish for everybody. All right.
Catfish now, Cat's got the best flavor. I don't care if it is a bottom dweller. All right, Frank. Have a good night, fam. See, because, you know, catfish is that when you go to the pond, you can drive right down the road in the Sacramento area. They got a lot of fishing holes, but they got some of the nice, I'm talking catfish about that. Ain't no bones in the way. You could just go through that puppy. But no, catfish isn't doing all them bones. I do like it, though. That flavor's good. I don't care what anybody says. It's not my fault. My folks are from the South. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't appreciate lobster and surf and turf even better. Hey, talk about a Southern boy. He is one of the founding members of TNT. He is Trez from Atlanta, GA. Trez, get in here.
Hold up, wait a minute, Ronbo.
Got it right.
Look at here, Ronbo.
Yes, indeed. Let me sprinkle this around here first.
You are witnessing the final days of one Kyle Shanahan.
I'm listening. I'm throwing the red and gold around.
Oh, you throwing the red and gold around?
I'm throwing the red and gold.
I'm gonna put some red and gold. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan is slowly losing this locker room. And you know, once you lose the locker room, it's number down at that point right now. The two things I want to say is I want to focus on is Kyle and Jimmy. I'm gonna make it quick. For Kyle, it's accountability. For Jimmy, there's no excuses. Both of them got to get better, Robert. In order for us to be successful this season, both of them got to get better. I ain't going to talk about Trey. That chapter is closed for the season. Kyle has to do his job to the best of his ability. Not making boneheaded mistakes like he did in the Denver game. Kyle Shanahan declined a penalty that would have put them out of field goal range and with a 3rd and, I think, 18.
Oh, I remember
he
that
declined
call,
the penalty,
that decision.
and they
That's
kicked,
right.
And they kicked.
I forgot.
Right, and they kicked the field goal and got 3 points. His head wasn't in the game. You have to, as a head football coach, always have your head in the game. I don't know what's going through his head. I don't know where he is at this point in time in his career, or is he thinking about, you know, giving it up or whatever he's doing. But he wasn't in that game. The play calling tells you he wasn't in the game. Straight up. Moving on to Jimmy. Excuses. Do not get up at the podium and say you didn't have this, you didn't have that. You only did this and you only did that. You know, that will work. That will be an excuse if you were inheriting a bunch of new players and you didn't get a chance to work on the time and the same guys, same team, same offense. You are a 9-year veteran. Cooper Rush took the Cowboys out here and got a W over the 2-0 Giants.
A fourth quarter comeback. Yes.
Both quarterbacks, Daniel Jones and Cooper Rush, played well. Played very well in the game. Dallas got a defense.
Made me mad.
Somewhat.
Oh, he got a damn good defense. Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas got a defense somewhat. Did you see Daniel Jones buckling under pressure with Dallas defense?
Throwing the ball all over the place because
running out of the end zone. Did you see him doing any of that craziness? No. It's called stop making excuses, Jimmy. Like I'm sick and tired of it, man. Look, if a 45-year-old, even though he's the GOAT, a 45-year-old can say, hey, I ain't showing up for training camp. I ain't participating in no preseason games. And he can come out there and ball out and don't make no excuses. And if Rodgers can come out there, I don't remember him, Aaron Rodgers, participating in any preseason games. I don't even remember Matthew Stafford playing in one preseason game. Do you have these guys getting at the podium saying what they didn't do in the preseason in the camp? Stop making excuses, man. Timeout, accountability, no excuses, Ronbo.
Agreed.
TNT out of here, Ronbo.
You got to be humble.
You have a good one.
Thanks, Trez.
That's all I got for tonight, man. You know, it's just enough is enough. And like I said, Kyle Shanahan, you slowly seeing him lose the locker room, the players, and it's just a whirlwind after that, Ronbo.
It's
but
wearing
I
him
said
out,
a long
too.
time ago,
The
you know,
man
I'm a
looks
year
fried.
ago saying
Yeah.
fire Kyle Shanahan. I was saying that a year ago. You know, everybody want to jump bandwagon now, but this should have been done a long time ago because his winning percentage is horrible, and any other coach would have been fired. The nepotism, because of his last name, has kept him where he is. And people stop being afraid to move on from a coach, talking about what we're going to do next. Hire a new coach is what we're going to do next. I'm going, Ronbo. Have a good day.
All right, Trez. Good stuff as usual. My friend, Trez, if you got some time, I'll be looking for you Friday, though. All right, fam. Night. It was Trez. And now the disgruntled sports gamer. Come on in, fam.
Ronbo, what's cracking?
You know, we're trying to figure things out like we always do. When we get confused about getting losses, we start to probe about, trying to figure things out. I did think, I said, you know, I was wondering what impact Mike McDaniel's exit would have on the 49ers offense. We can't really sum it all up just yet because we're only 3 weeks into the season. But I don't know. I'm a little concerned. We'll see this weekend. Maybe we'll get some sparkle out there or something, but I don't know. What are you thinking about as far as Mike McDaniel's leaving town is doing to our team?
I think Mike McDaniel has more confidence in his personnel. He has more confidence in the players. Kyle Shanahan has a short leash, and he has no grace for the players. You fumble the ball, you're not going to see a snap for the rest of the season. You're going to get traded. Like in Matt Breida. Mm-hmm. I think Kyle Shanahan is so X's and O's that he's like a scientist where he doesn't impact the team like a Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is like, who's got it better than us? Nobody.
Yeah.
But Kyle Shanahan is like X's and O's. There's no relationship with the players. There's no like, I believe in you. Mm-hmm. It's just
stick to the science.
Like, here, stick to the sciences. And so that and it's affecting the team. And I'm seeing it. And I'm seeing it when Jimmy G, he came in 2017, airing it out. And then Kyle Shanahan tried to turn him into like Rich Gannon. Like with the 5-yard slants, 5-yard outs. And it affected his game. And Jimmy G came in like fearless. He started off as a fearless player, and then he became a quarterback on Kyle Shanahan's leash. Kyle Shanahan he has no ability to develop a person because he has no grace. When a person fumbles, he ain't coming back in the game. Look at Danny Gray, bro. Danny Gray. This dude has speed of Jalen Waddle.
Right.
Danny
Why is
Gray.
he on the field?
To run routes and look pretty at number 6. That's why.
I mean, even if you don't want to throw him the ball, he can at least work as a decoy. If I see Danny Gray going down the field at that speed, I'm the safety, you damn right I got to get on my horse. Because even if they're not going to throw the ball to him, I can't take that chance. Kyle knows that, don't he?
And Kyle Shanahan has become Greg Roman over the past couple of years. The best year that I've seen Kyle Shanahan is that year when Jimmy Garoppolo pulled a heroic game against the Saints. And let me tell you, I hate Kyle Shanahan. I hate Kyle Shanahan, and Jimmy Garoppolo irritates me because he left 3 wide receivers, 3 touchdowns I understand the safety. I get it. Trent Williams, all that. But when you lead, the thing is, our offensive line. So I cannot put it all on him.
Points on the table
because you got Daniel Jones looking crazy in New York because they don't have the offensive line. So it's not all on Jimmy G. But Kyle Shanahan, number one, he's gonna make Debo Samuel, Ezekiel Elliott, like in 2 weeks if he keeps playing around. Dude comes out making big plays, and then he's like nobody for 4 years, and then has to rehabilitate himself and be like, okay, let me take care of my body. You run this dude to the dirt.
Where they mangled Debo up before the ball even got there. According to some,
Oh my!
They said Jimmy got that ball out too quick. The refs couldn't even tell how to make a judgment call on that. I said, come on, man, the ball. They had Debo wrapped up in both of them's arms, crashing to the ground as the ball hit the area. Now, how fast you think that ball was flying, ref? Blow the damn call. Oh.
I feel like Jimmy G's arm talent is like elite, but I think he'd be doing too much Jersey Shore in the offseason. He don't come out.
Probably.
He doesn't come out and say, hey, let's run routes together. Hey, like Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison used to go to games together and study other quarterbacks and wide receivers to develop chemistry. Jimmy G is Jersey Shore with elite arm talent, but when it comes in, Kyle Shanahan does not adjust. The only person that adjusts on that coach level is DeMeco Ryans. If a team comes out and comes fire out, he's going to adjust, and that defense is going to respond. Kyle Shanahan never responds. All he's going to do is put running backs, cornerbacks, receivers, and
X's and O's
anybody on punishment.
In the Kyle formula. Yep.
And then your boy, the best receiver, the best tight end in football, George Kittle, is going to be Trent Williams.
Yeah.
When Trent Williams ain't there, there's going to be another Trent Williams. Like, bro, you got Darren Waller doing better than you, and you better than him. You break tackles like Marshawn Lynch. You catch the ball like Ed McCaffrey. You take hits like Ed McCaffrey. You run people over like Marion Barber.
You run a 4-5.
But you make
there's wide receivers that can't run as fast as George.
Generational talent, white boy running a 4.5. White boy running a 4.5. Number one, Big Show. I think Big Show is so pessimistic. I'm so sorry. It's like, I think it's when he was talking about all the bad stuff with Kyle Shanahan. You don't fire Kyle Shanahan, bro. You don't like.
Big Show's
he's a horrible. Like he's terrible with personnel, but the dude is a hell of a play caller. We need to bring back Harbaugh and then put Kyle Shanahan back to
that's it. That's all I have to worry about. Would that be?
That's it, and we're done.
Good stuff, fam. I'll tell you what, I'll see you Friday if you got some time for us and bring that score. All right?
Hey, look, Niners, in typical Niner fashion, Jimmy G fashion, we're going to beat the hell out the Rams. We're going to win the games that we're not supposed to win and lose the games that we're supposed to win. We're going to beat the hell out the Rams. Look, bro, 32-16 Niners over the Rams. Just because we're not even supposed to. Just because we were struggling.
It's supposed to be a close game.
Just what it is.
Right.
And then we'll just end up in the NFC Championship somehow. Let's do it.
Have a good night, fam. I'll see you Friday.
You too, man.
Thanks. And, see, this is the thing. You know, it is so impertinent that the Rams... Here's Rudy. Niners players now asking Kyle, what have you ever won? And, hey, Liam.
Ronbo.
Liam. Well, Liam, as you know, how one thing we do better than... I haven't checked out other fan bases, but one thing we do is we do worry, and we complain a lot, and... I was just, and even me, I'm adding to the fire. I don't need to throw this log in there, but I was worried about the fact that all of a sudden you lose McDaniels, and that was a brilliant individual. I'm not sure if things are supposed to run the same way. Liam, what do you think, though?
We'll be good. Everything's good. Everybody just sit tight. Hold your horses. You know, the horses haven't gotten out of the barn just yet. Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
If you look at the box score of every game, we've outperformed our opponent on offense.
Thank you.
We lost.
I know Jay. Okay. Jay, you like that?
With the exception of course, of the most important line item in the box score, which is the final score.
Yeah.
Now, circumstances, football, are such that each game has a unique story.
Yes.
And they unfold in unpredictable and unexpected ways. And we had a rain game, and Trey Lance got a hall pass.
2, actually.
And then we had it. Well, yeah, second one, but not as bad.
Yeah. Nowhere near.
And anyway, you look at it, whatever. It's a couple losses. I think when we beat the Rams at the end of the season last year, I'm pretty sure Williams didn't play.
Williams didn't play in either game. He was
didn't
hurt
play in that game at the end of the
first
season
one,
last year because he was hurt.
Yeah. And that one we had to win to get into the series. Yeah, he's been out both games. Could be good luck that he's not playing this week for whatever weird reason.
I'm just saying. I just want to make the point that we can win without him. Now, obviously, he's the best player in the offensive line in the league. Yeah. So you don't, ideally you don't have to play without him for sure. But we can win without. We can do it. And anyway, just look at the scores. Like, we have more yards per play than our opponent. We have more offensive production than our opponent. Jimmy outthrew Russell on Sunday night. Like, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And the defense is so good. They're so good. The defense is so good, and special teams is rolling. It's looking good.
They're ridiculous.
Much better than last year. We're going to be fine.
This is crazy good. I mean, putting the opponent, pinning him in the 5-10 yard line multiple times in one game. Wisnowski and company have gotten to the point now they're just frightening. I love it.
The only issue is that they did it to us, which was kind of interesting.
I know, right?
It made for a weird game.
If it wasn't for Womack in that outstanding, well, no, Womack made a play on them. Yeah, we just couldn't get out of the. Gravy's just got to bring that ball out.
Yeah,
we'll see.
That whole game was weird. For 2 quarters, it was field position. That was like just both teams were pinned deep. So there's this weird dynamic. It was like they were playing against the defense, and they were also playing against the back of the end zone as an additional defender, like a 12th defender. And that's what happened to Jimmy.
Liam, it was like the 49ers were scrimmaging themselves. They looked exactly like we looked. That both defenses will not be denied. And so what ends up happening? Whatever team makes a mistake, and that was the one mistake Jimmy made that we could have still won the game. It would have been a ridiculous score.
That looked so funny,
God.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Yeah. It's over now. Them all. No, you're not going to win them all.
That's it. We get to play the Lambs.
Looking forward to that. We've had some character building games already. I got a feeling the 49ers are going to come out hunting for bear on Monday night. We do well on Monday nights. We haven't lost a lot of games on Monday night in the history since Monday Night Football already started. The 49ers are still the best team on Monday Night Football that there is. Hopefully that tradition will continue.
Go 49ers. When the lights are bright, baby.
Yes, indeed.
Faithful come. Let's go.
And it may not apply now, Liam, but Jimmy Garoppolo has not lost on Monday night but one time. We saw that last year.
I was thinking, he's gotten to the point, he's become a bit of a veteran. He's been through a lot. He's got a lot of gray hair. Maybe he should start demanding that everybody. Maybe he should demand people call him James Garoppolo now instead of Jimmy.
Him and Kyle.
No, sorry. That is James to you, sir.
Yeah. More respect.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Liam,
more
good
dignified.
Stuff. Liam, I've never heard you make a funny and laugh. That's pretty good. You're usually kind of intense. Liam, let me see you Friday, okay?
All right, yeah, we'll get some scores in. We'll get it good.
All right. Have a great night, Liam. Thanks for getting in here, too.
Mm-hmm. You too, yeah. All right. Good night, Ronbo.
Good night, Liam. Oh, no. More comedy relief. Although I got to tell you guys, Marketing Pro is amusing. Hey, Barack Obama just ordered my toenail huge fungus jersey. Jersey, get back on your medication. You just what? Here he comes. Marketing Pro. Listen, this is good because we're playing you this weekend. So whatever you say now,
Ronbo, what it do, player?
You know
What it do, player?
Get ready to do this thing. This right. Remember now. Go ahead.
A computer software because it's outdated, like Kyle's scripts. You know, you got y'all in trouble Monday night. It's massacre 35-10.
Is that what you call for the score? Put 35-10 down for Marketing Pro Rams. 35-10 Rams.
Yeah, you know, the Santa Clara 49ers are experts at scoring 10 points, you know, against the Bears. And Kyle is the enemy in the locker room now. Dude, your plays suck, man. I mean, your quarterback said that on national television. That is
Well, I mean,
officially.
he didn't exactly say that. I mean, he meant what he'd like to do is.
Oh, I got the video. I read his lips. That's what he said. Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna hijack the locker room. Kyle's lost the locker room, so it's gonna get ugly. Sean McVay knows this is a golden opportunity to KO Kyle for the season, and we're gonna seize the moment, and we're gonna blow the 49ers out, and it's gonna be all havoc in 49er land. Now, let me ask you, Ronbo, how are the 49ers gonna beat the Rams?
Marky Pro, I'm glad you asked that question because the fact of the matter is your team doesn't really resemble anything of what they were last year. You realize that. Yeah, both of you and I know, personnel-wise, you've trimmed a lot of, I'm talking tough dudes.
Well, you know, it's coming down to adjustments now. If you watch the Cardinals game, I'll show you the difference between reincarnated Bill Walsh, the genius McVay. Look what he did to that dumbass Cardinals coach.
Okay.
First 2 quarters, pass. Third quarter drive. Cam Akers, 56 yards on that drive and a touchdown.
I saw that.
Then we come back with play action.
Listen, Marky Pro, but you and I both know that Cliff Kingsbury, you and I could go in there and apply for that job and be in the running. Cliff Kingsbury, he shouldn't be there to begin with, and it's starting to show. I think this is Cliff's last year to go and show everybody he's unqualified to be a head coach in the NFL. Cliff's not a head coach even in college level. He wasn't doing anything special there either. So that's a whole big joke right there. And Kyler Murray, for as good as he is, he can do some strange things sometimes. I'm telling you right now, I think they finished last in the division this year, even behind that team out in Emerald City. Because that's a weird team.
Yeah, you know, the Cards coach is just like, what about Kyle calling play action pass from his own one, declining a holding call, giving Denver 3 points? These are the kind of decisions that haunt the 49ers, and these are the kind of decisions that are going to haunt the 49ers Monday night.
He admitted he ain't going to do it again.
When the GOAT Aaron Donald, we're going to get to Jimmy. Jimmy already said he's not in game shape. I believe it. He didn't get first quarter for starter reps. He said his arm is fatigued. Everything is there for the take. And who's going to run on us? Wilson Jr.? That guy can't run. He had one lucky run Monday night. And he got stuffed in the second half.
You got it all figured out, don't you?
And Ronbo, now let me tell you something else.
1 minute.
Cam Big Dog Akers. He's awake.
Going down.
The beast has awakened.
Listen.
Look out.
I'm telling you, Cam's not running on the 49ers. Listen, one thing you guys are not going to do is score a whole – that 35 points you mentioned, that is hilarious. There's no way you're going to put up 35 on this 49ers defense. Ain't no way.
You know what's going to happen? Kyle's going to tell Jimmy where to look, where to throw. And let me tell you something about Jimmy. He's always been a Bill Belichick guy. Bill Belichick always gave him the keys to the offense. He'd tell him, run the play, call the audible. That's Jimmy. He's a quick read, quick release quarterback. Kyle doesn't understand his personnel. Yeah, the scripts, you might have a couple guys open. Well, it's no good if your quarterback's out of rhythm. He's not confident, and he's frustrated with your calls. That's going to play into our hands. Meanwhile, Sean McVay, here's a play, Matthew Dine, Stafford, go do something. I'm telling you, Jimmy G is ready leaking out to the media. Oh, I want to cook. I want to cook.
Marketing Pro, it's been
There's going to be a war in the locker room.
Come back Friday. And you can give us some more of why you believe your team's going to win. I can't wait. We're going to save this a little bit.
And another thing, we're going to
no other
steamroll
thing.
through the
One at a
schedule.
time.
We got the toughest schedule.
Yeah. We'll see you Friday. All right. Casey, come on in, Case.
Hey, what's shaking, Ronbo?
It's Mikey, bro. You know, Case, this is why I say it is important, so important to beat the Rams this weekend. Because at least we'll get some relief. And I know they'll be back shortly afterward, but at least for 24 to 48 hours, you won't be able to find a Ram anywhere. God. Casey, I'm concerned about Mike McDaniel. Kyle is, he may have meant more to this team than people know. Case, what do you think? Is this something you might want to believe, or should we not be worried?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear that they showed the little highlight or the whatever it's called. It showed like all the coaches, and they had no offensive coordinator in this last game. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a big deal. I think Kyle.
He needs him, doesn't he? He needs to be able to bump heads with somebody that's as brilliant as he is. In fact, Mike McDaniel may be equally as brilliant as Kyle. Because him and Kyle have been hanging out for how long? 18 years or something to that number, So Kyle's not going to hang around with somebody that can't meet his cerebral abilities. I don't really believe he would. So,
I really used to enjoy McDaniel's press conferences.
Isn't he funny?
Every time he talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and he would say so much, It's kind of the opposite of Bosa. How Bosa says so much in few words. But
and Nick's making speeches to the team on Saturday. I don't know what made them think that Nick should be out there addressing the team every Saturday before games. That's hilarious. Can you see Nick doing that? What is he talking about?
Well,
hey, I got some good weed, guys. If you want to join me afterward, but we got to win this game, and I think everybody knows that. And
well, I think Nick really leads by example.
He does.
And
He's just fun to listen to when he talks.
I'm really worried that people like Nick and Ayuk are going to leave this team next year.
Oh, I hadn't thought about. Well, you're too far ahead, Case. Don't get. They can't leave. No, Nick. That's the end of his rookie contract.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his parents are going to make sure he gets every cent he can get, and
nah, he won't leave.
I don't know.
He probably doesn't. He likes the guys that he's working with, but there's always that one team that's got a lot of extra money. And listen, keep an eye on that team, Jacksonville. That would take him back to Florida near his mom's house. They're looking like up and coming. What they just did 2 weeks in a row is concerning.
I got a buddy. I got a buddy over here in Reno. He tells me he does some sports betting too, and he tells me all the time that he thinks Lamar Jackson's going to go to the Buccaneers because he has been waiting on his contract, and Tom Brady's contract is over at the end of this year. So I thought that was interesting. I guess he's from Florida or wherever. So
yeah, because Lamar's not signing any contract this year, but they gave him a $250 million deal. I guess the guaranteed monies didn't meet his qualifications, but my God, Lamar, really? So I imagine that's a contract.
You never know what someone's thinking. Yeah, but I just want to say about Lamar and the MVP race. I think it's way too early to tell who the MVP is. I imagine it's going to be Josh Allen at the end of the year, but
yeah, between him and somebody,
because
it could be Derek Carr.
The schedule makers, the schedule makers are really smart. They say like the Eagles are 6-0 in their last 6 games, but they've played the Commanders like 3 out of those last 6 games, and the people are all over the Ravens, and the Ravens have beat the Jets and the Patriots, and I don't know.
Didn't the Jets beat somebody they weren't supposed to beat?
Yeah, the Browns. ruined all 4 of my parlay tickets,
Casey,
Ronbo.
You know what? I meant to tell you, man. The first 5 weeks of the season, anything goes and usually does. If you got to put any big bucks on it, you're getting ready to take a bath. You got to wait till at least season 6, and identities of each team start to really come through when you can actually make intelligent and judgments on those teams.
Yeah, but I do like those first few weeks because the lines are still set on like what the general public thinks. So like the Cowboys. And,
Cowboys.
Like that, so.
I mean, 2 out of 3. They're 2-1 with Cooper. God.
Yeah, I like Cooper Rush, man. I really like Dak too. Seems like Dak's had a lot of unfortunate injuries in his career.
That's why he's coming back early, because Dak sees Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush wins one more game, and somebody's going to ask, so, Jerry, your quarterback, Cooper Rush, is looking good. Is Dak Prescott, is he still somebody you want to bring back? Who? I mean, if it's winning, why would you change it? A lot of quarterbacks have lost their job down through football history because they got hurt, and the guy that came in started doing a number. Dak ain't, JJ, I knew you'd like that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and like the running back on the Cowboys is kind of doing that right now too, because Ezekiel Elliott's not really producing. And I forget his name.
I know what you're talking about though. What is his name? Yeah.
Pollard or Tony?
Yeah, that's him, Pollard. Yeah, he's Zeke's. I think Zeke's like any running back after 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, they've taken a lot of beating, and it just slows them down. So.
Yeah, Frank Gores don't grow on trees, do they, Ronbo?
I know, right? That's why he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Who could do what Frank Gore's done? And Frank's just, wow.
Ronbo, can I share one of my favorite Frank Gore stats that I found?
Actually, we're out of time now, though, Case. I'm sorry. Can you hold it until Friday?
I'll save it. Absolutely, Ronbo.
All right. Be looking forward to that. All right,
yeah,
Case.
sorry I don't have much to talk about. This is kind of just a weird time in the 49ers.
I just like hearing from you. So. It doesn't matter. Bring it back Friday and I'll listen completely.
Likewise.
And be quiet. All right?
Likewise, Ronbo. Always a pleasure. You have a great night. Thank you for that.
You too, Case. And let's go get that man who loves to chime in with those applauses. And I feel like sometimes people think JJ is artificial sound. There really is a JJ chiming in to let people know when they're funny. They're funny. It's his time. Yo, JJ. I knew he was rolling down the road. Oh, JJ. You're out in your big truck making the big bucks. JJ, I know you've got some things to say about the Mike McDaniel situation.
What the who?
Good one. I like it. Yo, Jay, I'm waiting for more brilliance. I'm going to need something brilliant from Kyle this year. Last year we saw the thing with Debo. Most of us considered that brilliant, risky, dangerous, but it was still tough. Now, I don't know what we're going to see this year that's unusual. Well, I mean, what do you think?
What are you talking about? What you said, James?
I meant Mike. Did I call him James? Mike McDaniel.
Oh, it was bound to happen anyways, Ron. I mean, shoot, he's got Tyreek Hill over there, and you got Tua turn the ball over. I mean, it's his third year, Rob. I mean,
I got to throw a flag on you for that.
It to work.
That's unsportsmanlike conduct, JJ. My God, that was mean.
I love it, Rob. 2 flags in a month so far. Trying to see if I get 5.
But go ahead. Let me hear more.
Well, I didn't even know it was a topic. I just called in just for the hell of it.
Yeah, Go ahead.
I like what Levi was saying with the whole Harbaugh and Shanahan thingy. Even though that ain't gonna ever happen.
Jed wanted that though.
Jed's like.
Jed did want that a while back. Jed wanted Shanahan as his OC back in those days. Harbaugh was already in place because Frank Roman was starting to piss people off. In fact, remember, Trent Baalke went and told Harbaugh, listen, you're going to stay here. You're going to have to get another OC because if Frank is going to continue to be by your side, I got to let both of you go. And you know what happened, right? Harbaugh told him, man, get out of my face and get a lozenge.
A lozenge, wow.
But I remember that. And that's the reason why, Harbaugh had to go. Hey, Harbaugh's loyal to his people. Isn't that amazing?
Rob, I think what you should do too is like not really have a poll, but like if we end up beating Marketing Pro on Monday, can you please just ban him from the show? Just ban his ass from the show. Like we don't need to hear his sorry ass with his nonsense, with McVay being the genius. And what did he say? Drop a dime, Stafford? You mean that dime he threw to Kwasi Tart that he dropped?
You
guys would be calling Stafford Goff if Tart would have caught that ball.
Hey, you know what? You're on to something, though. If we beat the Rams Friday, Marketing Pro and ready to go. So you guys both think that you're going to win the game, right? I want you guys to come in here, and I'm telling you right now, we may consider what JJ's saying. You got to come in here and say, because Rudy hasn't said anything much yet, so he's not in this, but Marketing Pro and ready to go. You guys have to come in and say, we are not worthy. We are not worthy, 49er fans. You've beaten us 6 or 7 out of 8 times, and we are ready to hear and confess that you guys are the best. Something to that effect. I'm telling you guys, Marketing Pro, you and ready to go, because you guys have been a pain in the ass the entire time since the Super Bowl, okay? So there you go.
And this whole situation with Jimmy and Kyle is like, I don't want Kyle gone, even though he can't win shit without Jimmy. Call it for what it is. It's the truth. He can't win without him. But you call a freaking bootleg on the 1 yard line.
He admitted to that being a bad call.
I know Jimmy. That was stupid. I was like, no, he ain't gonna step. He stepped out of bounds, mother.
and did you see the 2 guys who were coming after him? If I was Jimmy, I just would have given him, here, take the ball, get away from me. You know, the thing is, those dudes, they looked like they were twice as big as Jimmy, and they were coming in hard. There was no time. But Jimmy, I don't know what else he could have done. He could have just threw the ball out of bounds. Wait a minute, that is still. Yeah, I don't know what he could have done. But to throw the ball to the left side and into an INT, that made me tired too. So I don't know what he could have done.
I would have launched the ball at their face mask.
That's an idea. They would have got pissed off, but we got enough offensive linemen to come and help him fight. That's it. Yeah.
I think. Well, no, that's the play where Trent went down.
Yeah, so he couldn't come over there and get law and order either.
Yeah, but I guess the same thing with Roger said. Just relax, y'all. It's only game 3. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen on Monday. I really don't. I don't know if we'll beat them.
None of us do.
I hope we do.
We hope.
I hate the Rams more than anything. I literally told my wife, I'm sorry, I hate you guys. There's no team I hate more. I would root for the Cowboys if they played you guys.
Oh, that's saying something right there. Hey, JJ, don't tell me you support the Raiders in this case. One thing I cannot say, Raider fans are what make me tired. I'm like Stephen A. Smith about the Cowboys. And the Raider fans, the same thing. Their fans piss me off. I'm not even sure if I hate the Raiders as much as I hate the fans, right? God, and the Hawks fans,
Bravo, if the Raiders are playing the Rams, I'm going for the Raiders. I'm sorry. I can't stand the Rams. I hate them.
I couldn't even. I would just hope I can't, man. JJ, I just hope the whole complex just collapses on the entire bunch of them.
Wow. That's horrible.
I couldn't root for either team. God, I hate both the four franchises. Oh.
Change it to your cooking channel, huh?
You know, yeah. Hey, JJ, we're going to see you Friday, and more good time from you. It's always fun. And and be careful out there, because I know you're rolling down the road. All right?
Yep, I saw some UFO last night.
I see. I bet you did. JJ, have a good night, fam. My best of the twins and Mrs. L.A. JJ's got to put up with her doing that. Night, fam.
All right, bud. Have a good one.
You too. Reminds me of that meme, right? You see the 49er fan, the girl laying outside the right side of the car door, and he didn't know that she was a Hawks fan, or whatever team you want. The girl's laying out of the car. Get out! I'm a Hawks fan. I had no idea. Can you imagine? Stop the car. You said what? Oh, get out. Just get out now. Tony. Tony's gonna hear me in a moment. Any second now. Here it comes. I can hear what's going on. There's a feedback delay forever. Did you hear me yet? Tony. All right, Tony might be doing his domestics. Tony's very good at good.
What's up?
There he is. Tony, did I catch you in the middle of your domestics? Tony, you're the kind of husband that makes the rest of us look bad. You know what I mean? Were you doing laundry or anything like that, or washing the dishes?
About a half hour ago, I always start the laundry on Wednesday and finish it on Friday, so my weekends can be free.
You open. You're a great guy. Hey, Tony. Okay, because see, we're looking at how brilliant Mike McDaniel would have been. And a lot of teams are probably looking now, if this continues. Now, I understand that he's got Waddle and Tyreek. He's got Mostert down there. Speed is killing people right now in their defense. Tony, did we talk about this before? I think that, in fact, the Dolphins' defense, I was impressed with them last year. They may have went to the next level. So having Mike McDaniel may have been just all they needed. I'm sorry, go ahead.
They may have, and maybe I was wrong. I still got Buffalo winning the division. I had Miami and the Jets fighting for second place because I looked at the overall rosters, and the Jets just got just as good as a roster as Miami. I don't know. Well, they getting their quarterback back this week, so we'll see what happens. But Flacco did give them one win to come back. But I got the Jets with just as good as a roster as Miami. Ronbo.
Okay, do you really? Let's go position by position. Man, I didn't really realize that though. Yeah, who do they have? Who's running the ball? Who's the wide receivers for the Jets?
The Jets have the first round pick from Ohio State, Garrett Wilson. They also have Elijah Moore. They also have Corey Davis and Denzel Mims.
I forgot about Corey. Mims, and I did forget about it. I wanted him out of the draft that year. Mims has been complaining about playing time in New York. Is he getting it now?
I don't know. I've seen some of the games, but I haven't seen him doing anything. But I would gladly, if the Jets would trade us Mims and give us their second round pick, we'll give them Calvin Ridley.
You're still trying to get rid of Ridley. Tony, I got to tell you, though, that combination of Tyreek Hill and Waddle, any fast person next to Tyreek Hill is going to prosper. What's the kid's name in Kansas City that used to play next to Tyreek and with nearly same speed?
Kansas City?
Yeah. The other wide receiver. See, he benefited. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about he's still there now, right?
He's still there. See,
talking about Nicole Hardman.
See, that's wow, man. Tyreek Hill is scary. I used to not give him all the credit he deserved, but Tyreek Hill is scary because he can go from 0 to 60 within a split second, right? He just goes right. He's all out gone as soon as he makes the catch. Also, Waddle's is similar. So now, if I got my defense set up, what the hell am I going to do?
I would double Hill and single up everybody else, me personally.
I think they're doing that. Look at Waddle's stats this year. He's going buck wild.
I know he's going off.
And that's McDaniel's making sure that's the case. Gesicki, man, I wanted Gesicki coming out of Penn State that year. I said, look at this dude, man. How many tight ends are hurdling people? Oh my!
I did too. I like it. Yep. Their defense is tight too with Emmanuel Ogbah and Roquan Davis. I wanted Roquan Davis coming out of LSU when he came out, the defensive tackle. They got Christian Wilkins out of Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. And they've been playing together for the last couple of years, and they know what they're doing out there. Actually, that whole Dolphin team has gotten a little maturity to it now, and that's why if you come in there with anything weak, they will beat you up.
And Ronbo, here's the kicker. And they're all young.
Yes. And they got Mike McDaniel in there. They're going to look at him. If they win a couple more games, they're going to worship everything Mike says. He will have a vice-like grip. Everything he says. And Mike McDaniel is sharp. Make no mistake. That's a brilliant dude.
They're going to lose tomorrow, though.
Who they playing?
Cincinnati going to beat them tomorrow.
Tony, are they playing Thursday Night Football? Oh,
Thursday
good.
Night football. Yep.
I needed some excitement
Miami
this Thursday.
Cincinnati. Yeah, Miami at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow gonna have a party.
Okay, Tony, I'm gonna tell you though, they don't have an offensive. They got an offensive line. The personnel names are there, but they're not ready yet for prime time. Tony, I'm telling you right now, Miami might go 4-0.
I don't think so. I don't think. It's early in the season. Miami's good, but Hendrickson, they're gonna get after two of them. In my opinion, I think Joe Mixon is gonna have a big part in this game tomorrow for Cincinnati.
Running, huh? Can they stop Hill and Waddle?
They're gonna have to. I don't like Eli Apple though. That corner, he's their nickelback now. But they got that corner that used to be with Dallas, Adobe Awuzie. He's one of the best corners in football.
I liked him coming out of college too.
Yeah, I did too.
I got to tell you though, Tua don't have to be. All Tua has to do, hut. Just throw it as hard as you can. Hill will still be waiting on the ball. Tyreek Hill is frightening. That's why when Tyreek said, y'all got to know, I'm the one who made Mahomes famous, okay?
You know what you do with that, Ronbo? Without breaking the rules?
What?
When they catch the ball, you put some leather on them.
Oh, yeah, that goes without saying.
You hit them. And then you hit them again.
Mm-hmm. And
then, Ronbo, I want to talk about your team for a minute, Ronbo.
You know what?
It seems like your fan base, the morale is low in San Francisco.
Oh, when we lose, and especially the way we lost that game, people are just giving up already. But we did this last year. When we went 3-5, and people thought it was all over, and we was gonna be looking for a lottery pick, but we don't have a first round pick anyway. But the thing is, we do this.
I think y'all gonna be just fine. I really do.
Yeah,
I think the defense is gonna have to take the lead for y'all though, and y'all have to run the football.
Yeah,
that's what we did. Cordell Patterson got NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he should, too.
The Falcons.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
This team's got a lot of pride, too. And Jimmy and George are not going to look like this same Jimmy and George every week. So you're right.
Exactly.
I do look for them to bounce back pretty quick. So.
Yep. After we lost to the Rams, and I was saying, man, we got Kyle Pitts only got like 4 catches in 2 games.
Yeah. He went buck wild next week.
He had like 8 catches.
There you go.
Against Seattle. Pitts. There you go.
I'm telling you, we got to go, and I tell you what, I'll see you Friday. And in fact, I'm gonna be all over Twitter tomorrow. I just know it for this game. I'll be looking for you, Tony. I'm gonna tag you, Tony. If in the third quarter, Tony, look, I told you about them Dolphins, man. They can't do nothing with Hill and Waddle. We'll see though. It should be fun.
But the Dolphins ain't gonna be able to do nothing with
Jamar Chase
and them boys.
And
Higgins.
And Higgins. Higgins is scary.
and Boyd. So,
all right.
It's going to be a good game tomorrow.
Should be fun. All right. Tony, have a great night. Looking forward to hearing from you Friday.
I'll see you Friday, Ronbo. And
Niner
Empire, keep your head up. Y'all going to be fine. Just let your defense lead and run the football. Y'all will be fine.
All right, we'll get there.
I'll see you Friday, Ronbo.
Will do. Night, Tony.
Take care.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to review something we said about Marketing Pro and Ready to Go. Listen, you guys, I want you guys to man up. And listen, I tell you what, Marketing Pro, I will be the adult in the room on this matter as well. If we lose to you guys, I'm willing to commit. I'm going to stand back here and I'm going to say, Rams, you are the champs. You deserve to be Super Bowl. Wait. You deserve to be recognized as Super Bowl champions. Okay? Can we make a deal? Now, you and Ready to Go got to come and do something similar. I'm serious. Because we've beaten your ass for 4 straight years. You've won 1 game. You deserve it. Do it. And we got to agree to it between now and game time. Ready to go says he'll call in and do it. Now you're talking. I ain't worried about marketing, but I know he'll call in. Yes. All right. Vlad Petty, you going along with it too? All right. All right. So we got the Ram fans right where we want them. Now, God help us if we lose. Fam, I'll see you Friday. Bring your score, and let's talk about why we're going to win this game. Thanks for the contributions, fam. Always appreciate it. Get that like, and don't forget to subscribe. I want to be able to find you when we get ready to do this again. Meanwhile, red gold, baby. I know.